welcome to Of Dice and Men. How are you guys doing today?
Doing amazing, Koibu. How are you?
I am great.
What about you,
Doors
Katerino?
open, nice warm fresh air blowing in, the sound of my neighbor's bandsaw going. It's great.
Nice. That sounds cozy, Koibu.
Have any of you gone like?
Thank you.
Have any of you gone walking around, like outside when it's morning, and you
Nope.
hear like all the people talking that are like normally? It's really weird. I feel like I'm in some kind of like What you remember in the movie Dread when they're in that giant building and yeah, it feels like I'm in that now. Like I walk around and I hear everybody talking like I'm in some prison or some, I don't know, some place. It's really weird. Holy shit.
People in Florida they're just going out.
They're just doing whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, no one cares.
Feels like I'm a main character in something. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Who else? Oh, Lily. How have you been
Lily?
doing?
I don't know. The days are kind of like blending in together. You know what I mean? I've been playing a lot of TFT.
Ooh.
Nice.
How do you like the new
How do you like the
expansion?
new set?
It's not bad. It's because it's on mobile now that I've been playing a lot more.
I didn't even know that.
It's pretty fun.
Is it the same exact thing on mobile? Is it still good?
Yeah, it's exactly the same. But I play on iPad, not the phone, so it's like a lot bigger screen.
Didn't you just
Can't
cross
stop
some
building
threshold,
barriers.
Lily, or something? Did something just
Alright,
happen
so-
recently?
Of Dice and Men. Ooh, let's go.
Right, let's go.
All right.
Wait.
Congratulations for 2 million subs.
Sorry.
Congratulations.
Where last we left our party, you guys were in the village of Relish, near the town of Fendan.
Hmm.
You had been investigating this Kelpochi dude for crimes against the state. What were those crimes, Mr. Mouton?
Kelpochi killed the people of Akuba, and there was going to be like a big treaty, but then I think he killed like a prince who was going to marry someone in the royal family, and
Yeah.
now he's in hiding.
Does anyone have any more details on that? Because that's like mostly accurate, but there's a few clutch, maybe not clutch, but a few important details missing. Anyone else got anything?
I know that somebody was about to be married. I think it was the oldest prince, which I'm guessing is like the next one to become king. Generally, if their stuff works.
The
right.
eldest princess, who was actually not heir to the throne. But yeah, close. You're getting close there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a whole family of Akubans that had made their way here. The royal children.
Wait, was it the prince or the princess?
The princess, the
That was the one that was kidnapped.
second in line. No, the prince was kidnapped.
Oh.
And the rest of the family went to go rescue him. And, well, that was the last they were ever seen from.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
How long ago was that again?
And, back in, like, September, October of last year, and right now we're in June.
Okay.
So, about 9 months ago.
Cool.
Do we have any other information that we need to go over before we start?
Can we
Do
get
need any reminders?
Koibu? Your mic is a little quiet. I think. Can you turn it up?
Oh, yeah, totally. Sorry.
Oh, cool.
How's that?
Great.
Wonderful.
So what are
I think
what
we
are
were
up
about to head off to. We have the guy's, well, what we consider his address.
His mailing address, at least.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mhm.
So I think we're gonna head out there, correct?
Right. Does anyone remember what that was?
We were going to Rahl Wick, to a place
That's
called the Stackhouse.
That's correct.
Wow. Your mind is a steel trap.
Thanks.
I'm gonna shed the winter gear.
Yeah. It's a bunch
Oh,
of crap.
yeah,
You don't really
good
need
idea.
it anymore unless you're going back into the cold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good thinking.
So, how do we get from Fenden, where you guys are right now? Actually, you're a little bit north of that, to Rahl Wick, which is up in the plains. There are roads, and then there are wilds. So how would you like to get to where you need to go?
Oh, that place is really far away.
Hmm.
Sorry,
Wild sounds kind of fun.
we probably should. Well, Lenny will say. I think we should take the roads for a while so we don't have to fight every single monster on the way. But when we get close, maybe then we go in so we can be stealthy.
Bon, there is.
Evans is a little fidgety. Maybe it'd be good, Lenny, to Just go through the wilderness and work off a little bit of this energy, huh?
Are you feeling fidgety?
I don't know, we
Yes.
haven't killed anything in a long time.
Maybe get some experience with new monsters of the land.
Yeah.
Daff looks to Toki and tries to, or he says, "Are you okay with going through the woods?" Remembering that last time they went off track, they got ambushed and enslaved, and he knows that it affected her the most. So
Toki thinks nothing can be as worse as that. Like, you can't go any lower. She's hit rock bottom, you know? So where's that gonna happen?
I think
I
What's
swear
the
to
worst that
protect
can
you
happen?
this time, Miss Toki. I failed last time.
I think it'll build some confidence for us to be going out on our own.
Yeah, let's
having
go
some
through
better
the
powers.
woods.
Let's do it.
let's do it.
All right. You guys, on the next day, leave Relish and head north through the North Grove to Rahl Wick. You're going to be able to make about 15 to 20 miles a day through the woods. So it'll probably take you 2 days to get to the plains, and then you can do about 20 miles a day through the plains. So maybe 3 or 4 days to Rahl Wick, barring, tragedy.
Encounters and someone dying.
Okay. So, first day, you guys head northward, and Druid of the party, would you please make me a nature check as you travel through the woods?
Do you want to tell him your skills again, Steven?
Yeah.
Sure.
I also think that we'd all be on our guard, pretty high considering
It's
we.
a shitty nature check.
It really is. It's a number 3.
Can I inspire her to make a better nature check?
No, this is sort of like a overall how well you can pick your way through the woods. It's not like an individual at this moment
Damn
you
it.
need. Yeah. You guys move through the woods, picking your way north, which isn't too difficult for you to find. You just follow the sun, and it's a nice, bright, sunny June day, so it's easy to find your way there. However, you stumble upon, without quite realizing it, a camp of centaurs. You see them a bit in the distance, and then I think someone here has got really high passive perception. Is that
Someone.
Nevitz does.
Yeah.
He has 19.
you? Nevitz.
20.
Yeah.
Centaur's good looking.
20.
Some of them are quite handsome, and some of them... Yeah. You see this camp kind of in view, a little bit of a fire crackling, some smoke rising from it, and then like a centaur trots into view, and then you hear behind you the sound of something snapping, and you look back to notice that there are 3 centaurs with lances, maybe 150 feet back or so in the woods,
Do they see us?
keeping an eye on you, but at a distance. They haven't said anything yet.
Do we say hi?
Yeah, I wanna speak up and talk to them. Daff,
For it.
Hello there. Hope we're not in passing on any of your land. We're just trying to make our way through the woods peacefully and quietly.
The
Oh, that's pretty good look.
Yeah.
Top hat?
Give it to. Oh, there we go.
hot.
That's the focus. Yeah.
Like the
Ooh,
bottom half.
baby. Ooh, baby. Like the bottom half. Yeah.
The lead centaur will take a few steps towards you, closing from about 150 feet to about 75 feet, and lower his lance tip slightly towards the ground, and speak in a clear voice, saying, "What is your business in our woods?"
Well, you see, my party and I were traveling, and we decided to go through a stroll through the woods because we like the nature, and we didn't want to take the roads. We like to appreciate the nature. You see, my friend here. My friend here is a child of the nature, if you will.
I am one with the trees.
Okay. The centaur looks from one of you to the other, tips its head in a sort of polite greeting to the halfling of the party, but regards the remaining humans and half-elf with, or dwarf with sort of whatever,
Okay.
and says directly to the halfling of the party, "Noble creature, are these men your captors?"
I poke
I'll take
Nevitz.
No. Why would they be my captors? We're all traveling as friends in the forest.
We look out for our own and our friends. Wanted to make sure that they weren't trying to steal you for your feet.
No, mine are very much intact. I appreciate the concern, but we're just making our way through.
He observes the others for a moment, and then politely tips his lance towards the left and says, I will escort you around our camp, then.
Thank you.
Wow.
What is your name?
Maybe we should steal Evan's feet.
The halfling feet on the black market sell for quite a bit of money. They're considered a good luck charm, similar to a rabbit's foot. So there are some evil people out there who will capture halflings for their feet and then sell them. It's a terrible, terrible thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds terrible. Lots of money could be made off of that.
For
We have two
perspective,
of
I'm
them.
pretty sure a lot of money is like 100 gold, and we're like billionaires, so I think we're okay.
How much is a lot of money at Koibu? How much do they sell for?
Like 100 GP per foot.
Oh yeah,
is
that's,
like
that's not
a
worth
sort
it.
of going rate. Well, maybe not for you guys, but like, you know, that's like
For a
10
peasant,
grand
yeah.
per foot. You know, it's quite a bit of money. The centaur will respond to your question about what his name is. My name is Caboose.
Lenny will giggle, sadly.
Furrows his brow as the two of you laugh at his name.
My name Lenny.
He
My
knows
name's-
that the halfling and the dwarf don't laugh at his name and
Wait,
regards them with more respect.
wait! I want to say my name's Daffodil, so mine's not much better.
Caboose. Is that an animal?
It's a butt.
Oh,
Yes, I will escort you around our camp then. And the centaur will lead you around the camp, unless you have anything you want to say or do to him.
There's so
I
many
don't
things I
wanna
want
piss
to
him
do.
off Alright.
Let's keep
It's
going.
quick and easy. The centaurs lead you around their camp, but they seem fairly peaceful and not wanting to start shit with you. So once you've made your way past their camp, he walks at a distance from you with his other two escorts, maybe another mile or so, and then they fade into the trees in the
Wait.
background and vanish.
Was there anything like of note in their camp? That was interesting.
Didn't seem like you guys were paying much attention to it. You were too busy snickering at Caboose's name.
What the heck? We were paying attention.
Yeah, give me a perception
Yeah.
check. Let's see what
Okay,
you can
okay.
spy in their little camp.
Yeah, what can we raid the
Holy
camp
shit.
for?
You see that there are a
Woohoo!
bunch of newborn foals in the camp, like little baby centaurs, which is sort of disconcerting because you know how a baby child has trouble keeping up its head. Well, imagine one of those things galloping on a horse, just kind of like flopping its baby head around. Semi-joking here, but the baby centaur is an odd sight. Like this little human body with this big head on this like wobbly little horse legs. It can hold up its neck and move around. It's kind of adorable and horrifying at the same time. It's got like
Yeah, that
the
sounds
fat
terrible.
human part and the scrawny horse part. It's a weird sight to behold. You saw maybe 8 or 9 of them, as well as a couple of wagons laden with goods. Maybe 7 or 8 other full-grown adults.
We should totally have a baby centaur and add it to the party and just like have fucking a centaur baby.
Just want to steal one?
Just pick one. They're ripe. Okay, let's keep going.
All right. You end that day in the North Grove. Fairly easy. No problems. No assaults. No batteries. And that night, there are no encounters. The next day, you set out again northward. And as you go another 5 or 6 miles, you come to a section of forest that is burned. Badly burned. It looks like a forest fire has recently swept through here. The trees are pretty much gone. The ground at your feet is charred. And there's just devastation from here all the way out to the plain. You
Man.
scan left and right, and you can see that there's a huge swath of destruction around here. Some very recent, very intense fire burned through these living trees.
Toki, is there any way for you to identify how this fire might have originated, like through magic or maybe a natural fire or anything like that? Mrs. Nature Woman?
Maybe nature check?
Yeah.
Perfection?
Give me a nature check, Toki.
Wow, alright, cool. I mean, that's average.
It's fucking fire, right?
It's fire.
Can there be multiple types of fire?
It could be arson.
Magical fires. Right?
Would there be a difference between a magical fire?
I don't know.
If
Maybe.
you okay, here's a question: if I use magical fire to set something on fire, and then the magic wears off, will a non-magical fire burn in its place?
Yes. If you use magic
Ah.
to, like, if you use burning hands to ignite your bonfire, then like 45 minutes later, it's just going to be regular fire burning. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So if this was started by magical fire, there's no way to tell at this point. It's just, fucking charred woods.
It's
Can
just
we look
charred
around
woods.
to see if like maybe there's any like dead bodies or anything?
Yeah. You walk about a little bit, and you do come across the charred corpses, or what remains of corpses of small woodland creatures scattered throughout. Here's like some bunny ribs over there. There's like the
Yummy.
beak of a bird over here. You can see like a couple of legs left of some sort of deer-like creature. Yeah, plenty of little forest creatures have perished in this fire, and you can find their corpses.
Bamboo.
Do we see like arrows or the splinters of shields or swords or any combat stuff laid around anywhere?
Nope.
Huh. And then looking through the forest, we don't see anything. It's just burnt trees? Is it still, you said it's still smoldering? Like it looks like it's somewhat recent, or no?
No, it's not still smoldering.
Oh, okay.
The ground is not warm either. If there were, this fire must be like at least a week old.
Well,
You can.
let us continue then.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just the rain and lightning struck.
Yeah. You push out towards West Voden, and there is no more forest here. By your maps and your understanding of this area, there should be many miles of thinning forest, but all you find is devastation and the charred remains of the forest.
Oh.
When you reach the plains,
How old are maps generally thought to be? Like, well, actually, like, do we have a map, or how does that work? How are we doing that?
you guys don't have a map on hand. You've seen maps of the world, and you might have a small map of your region back home, but not this area.
Because
So
like
it's
I'm wondering,
possible
like,
you just worked off incorrect information.
yeah, like how old would we understand if we'd purchased like a map in Bon May or in Pernissus? Like, how old would we expect the information on this map to be? Like, are these updated on a yearly basis? Is there like a
No, you're gonna get
cartographer guild or?
You're going to get pretty inaccurate maps. Like, famously, California was mapped as an island off of the coast of America for like 150 years or something, until people realized it wasn't an island. So your maps are not always going to be accurate, and they might be out of date. Someone might be copying from a map that was made 200 years ago and selling it, or maybe someone recently did a survey of an area and made a map. Information will be sketchy at best.
Okay.
As you move out into the plains, you can see that this fire extends into West Voden itself. Large swaths of grass have been charred. Some of it's starting to grow back a little bit now that it's, end of spring, early summer. You can see little bits of green poking up here and there. But in other areas, it's just, burned all the way to the ground. The ground is hard packed now.
Okay.
By the end of this day, you are still walking through the ashes of the plain. Your clothes, your legs, your boots are all thick, caked with ash now. Even the air itself has ash blowing through it, and you find yourself choking on it as you walk. When it comes time to make camp in the centimeter thick layer of debris and charred what would you call that? What do you call plant life? Call charred fauna? Flora? Charred flora.
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 Fauna's the animals, right?
Mm-hmm. Is there anything special you guys want to do when you make camp here? Because if you're going to be
Ready to
sleeping, chances are you're going to get covered in soot over the course of the night as winds pick up and blow around.
Do we have to go do the camp now? Can we keep going?
It's nighttime. It's usually inefficient to walk during the night because you'll be exhausted the next day, and you might get slightly lost if it's overcast at all. You could fall into a pit that you can't see and break your ankle. It's generally inadvisable to travel at night, but not impossible.
Whoever's keeping watch, like, fan the soot away, or.
Mm.
I mean,
Do we have,
you're
like,
surrounded by it.
Is this like so bad that it's like having like a negative impact on our ability to breathe, or is it just annoying?
Not
or?
serious.
Okay.
You live in... How long have you been in California? Less than a year?
A year, yeah.
A year? Yeah. I was going to see if you have any wildfire experience. When it starts raining ash from the sky, which you'll get within, another year or two, you'll find it to be a mild annoyance, but not particularly
There's no way in
unless
Los
you're-
Angeles it rains ash from the sky. Does this happen, Lily?
I've never seen it personally.
This is some Pompeii
Then again, I
shit.
don't go
Does this actually
outside,
happen?
so-
It's happened to
Except for all
me
the dead people.
in Santa Barbara. I don't know about LA, but Santa Barbara gets ash raining from the sky every few years.
I think that ash can't rain here because in LA the pollution is too dense. The ash just falls to the side, so we're actually protected by our own toxic fumes.
Nice. So unless you're like, running a marathon in
But-
the ash, it'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You make camp and settle down for the night. That night, on watch, would everyone roll me a d20?
No.
Please?
Ooh.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I did that.
Woohoo! Oh, we all rolled well! Yay!
Nevitz, on your turn, you will hear the distant yips and howls of gnolls, unmistakable in their hyena-like laughter. It's sort of like, but like way off in the distance, echoing out towards you. The only reason you can even make them out is the cacophony of them. Sounds like dozens, maybe scores of them out there.
A score is 14 or
20.
oh 20.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, Fortnite is 14, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I hear lots of. Are they like closing in, or what's like? Give me a range on these. Like, how do I feel? How far away?
No, they're echoing from miles away.
miles away. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. I mean, it's my watch, so all I can do is keep a lookout, try to look and see the direction they're coming from, see if they're coming any closer.
They don't come any closer. They yip and howl and laugh at each other for 45 minutes or an hour, just like that. And then they quiet down. You don't hear from them again for the rest of the night.
Good.
A little spooky.
Yeah.
A little spooky. But
Come
sounds
morning, you guys can pick yourselves up, try and dust yourselves off as best as possible, and continue marching northward towards Rahl Wick. And the burned fields do not end. You walk miles and miles through the debris until, as the evening sets, you begin to see flags in the distance. Tall, bright banners snapping in the wind. I guess maybe they're not so bright anymore as ash has blown onto them. But they must clean the flags every night or something because the flags still have color to them. But there look to be huge camps out here. Dozens and dozens of like large camps. The smoke from the fires fill the sky. It looks maybe like 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 men out here.
Like
What are
camps
the
like
banners?
outside of Rahl Wick or like at the city
Outside
of
of
Rahl
Rahl Wick.
Does this look like a
extending as far as the
siege?
eye can see to the either horizon.
Does this look to be like a type of siege, or
They look like army camps.
What's the
what's the banner?
Banner?
Toki,
Hmm?
do you
There
recognize
are-
the banner? She should know, right?
Would I recognize it?
You will recognize a few banners here and there, not all of them. There are many different flags, but you'll pick out, oh yeah, That's the noble house from Wickthron Marenta. And oh yeah, that's the noble house from Kirschwick. So you'll recognize some noble families here. They're all Drakisians that you see.
Oh, so these are homies.
Homies.
Rahl Wick is part of. Can you give me a politics 101? Rahl Wick is part of like you said Drakisians, Drakus.
Yeah.
So we're all it should be allied, like an allied city, basically, right? Like everything in this continent.
Rahl Wick is, yeah. So there's the main central royal family, and then there are I think 5 or 6 like offshoots of the royal family. Any town that ends in Wick is one of the offshoots. So Rahl Wick is one of the county seats. It's one of the major cities in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As we were still like outside of the camp. Guys, I think it would be really important for us to have a good cover story for why we're moving around here. It's not going to sound very believable to just say we were traveling, but we don't want to say we're on here from orders from the Queen unless we absolutely have to. So.
Well, do we know anything about this place?
What do we know about Rahl Wick other than it's a city out here?
Let's see. Toki, give me a history check. Let's see how well you paid attention in classes that you hated. Ooh.
Nice.
So Rahl Wick is in the Voddin Plain. Right now you can see West Voddin just to the right of Rahl Wick, and if you scroll to the right, you can see East Voddin. Once upon a time, this was one plain. The River Voddin sprung up after the gods reshaped the world about 1,500 years ago, and it bisected what was once a great empire, and the Kingdom of Drakus carved out this section for their own. The city of Old Voddin, just to the east of Rahl Wick, is the old capital of this area. Rahl Wick is sort of like the new capital on this side. The family of Rahl Wick, the Rahl Wick family, has ruled over this place since they were able to establish this town. It is the only, I shouldn't say the only, it is one of 2 cities that accompanies an actual land border with other nations. And as such, they are one of the more militarized, ready-to-go places. You'll see that the icon we use for this town is more of like a fort. It's because there's a nice big fat wall around it. Whereas if you look at like Fenden or Kirschwick or Grumprun, they're unwalled cities. So Rahl Wick is more of like a fortress town than an actual regular normal town. Everyone lives inside the town walls except for the various villages that farm the fields out here. There's great production of crops, usually lots of wheat and cotton and that sort of thing, usually on the outside, and they are one of the few places that actually have sustainable cavalry. The rest of Drakus, most of Drakus is deep within the woods, and there's just not enough grass there to feed all the horses. But up at Rahl Wick, you can feed as many horses as you want on the Great Plain.
Wow, horses.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there any, like, I don't know, what is the town now? Like, why is it very busy? Is it like very well populated?
You will have to make camp before you actually see Rahl Wick in the distance. You will just be able to see these camps coming up. So you're not sure what its current state is with all of this burned territory around it.
Okay, well, I think it's probably best to just say that we're escorts of Lady Toki, LilyPichu.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
And we can just have her say that she's on official business with somebody within the walls of Rahl Wick. I don't know if she would have to reveal that. If she's approached by some sort of lieutenant or general or something, she might have to.
Well, I mean, don't they have to treat ladies with a lot of respect? So if she says she wants to be there and she has business there, they kind of have to.
Yeah, but if this is some sort of military struggle, they might find it necessary for the security of these camps to question her. Even being royalty. Remember, not royalty, I'm sorry, even being nobility. Being noble only goes so far, especially in times of military conflict.
Well, do you have any friends, Toki, that whose flags you saw here?
I don't think Toki would have any friends anymore in the noble atmosphere. Kind of like using.
Oh
the
yeah.
term. Huh?
You're the black sheep of the family.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, we'll figure it out, I'm sure. Maybe Toki is there to try and extend a peace treaty to a family or something. or maybe try and make business relations with the family.
We can't really
Instead
lie
of
about something like that
insisting.
because if these guys keep tabs on it, or if she says the wrong thing, we might end up in a lot more trouble than it's worth.
That's true.
Okay.
Well, do we...
Sun begins to set. You can see some military camps within marching distance that you could get to before the sun sets, and you could try and stay with them, or you could keep your distance from these army camps and camp on your own. What would you like to do?
I think it'd be nice to settle within a military camp. We don't know what's going on the outskirts of them, and it's probably safest within their borders. Toki, maybe you could just say that you have a message for somebody within Rahl Wick?
Yeah, I could lie.
What,
Lying makes everything easy.
Okay, hold on. So, Kel Pochi stands accused of kidnapping somebody from the from a Drekis royal
Cuban.
family,
Yeah.
right?
From the Akuban royal family.
From the
Different.
Akuban royal family that was going to marry somebody in Drekis.
Yeah.
Is
yeah,
this
it was
is
going
this
to marry into the Drekisian royal family.
okay? Is this charge? This is publicly known. Everybody knows that they're accusing him, that he's the one that seems like the person that would have done it, or is this not publicly known?
No. It is known that there was going to be a marriage, and then it was sort of called off. It is not publicly known what has happened to the Akuban Knights, other than they just vanished. There is plenty of speculation and rumor. Certain people
Okay.
probably know what went down, but
Sure.
not everyone.
Okay, but this isn't like public knowledge where everybody's just like, oh, like if somebody saw Kel Pochi on the street, they'd be like, kill him, he's evil or something, right? Like generally.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And generally speaking, the population is pretty divided on this. Some people that would know about this would think Kelpochi was doing a service to the nation because the Akubans are ancient rivals. And other people might be more like, well, times have changed. We need to change with them. It's a divisive issue. Hot button topics.
Maybe even a multiplying issue. Yes.
I think we stay inside the camp. It'd probably be easier, and maybe they wouldn't come in the night and try to kill us. And ask us why we were staying sketchy out.
Yeah. Toki,
Well, that's
are
very
you,
smart of
do
you,
you
Lenny.
feel confident in talking to these people? Like, worst case scenario, what if somebody is like trying to overthrow like the current leadership of Rahl Wick or something, and we're walking right into a massive like enemy encampment? Do you feel comfortable navigating these conversations?
You can do it, Toki. We believe in you and we have you backed up.
Man, I don't have a good track record with lying and stuff, but I can try.
You can pull it together, Toki. We believe in you. We'll help you. We got your back.
You could just say that you have some friends that are staying inside Rahl Wick that you're looking to meet up with. I don't know how likely that would be in a place like this, but
Yeah, you know, let's practice.
Okay, we'll roleplay.
Yeah, let's roleplay.
Okay. I want to puff up my chest. Excuse me, miss.
Hello,
What are
I
you
am
doing
a noble
here?
lady.
Oh, of what family? What do you go by?
I am of the Pichu family, and I am here to deliver a message to my friends who I think are here past you.
The Pichu family? I've never heard of a Pichu family.
Oh, you've probably never heard of us. We're one of the more obscure noble families, honestly.
And what friends are you here to visit?
What business is it to you?
That's the royal guard, my lady.
perhaps
It's
Toki.
fine, Toki. We'll be fine.
Perhaps you could say that there is a package that's waiting for you in Rahl Wick that was shipped here that you are coming to pick up. You're not entirely sure what's in it, but it's of great importance to you, maybe shipped by your family, and then you're only here to pick it up, and then we'll be on our way. We're your escort. That should be pretty safe. You don't have to name a name of a person you're looking for.
Yes, I like that idea. I have a package waiting for me at Rahl Wick.
Okay, yep. And we were told to go and talk to the local police to figure out the local sheriff to figure out where the package might be left, that they might have some knowledge of it. Okay.
Sure, okay. And then if it's not there, we can just be like, oh, weird.
Yeah, that's weird. I was told it was beer.
Yeah, we'll be fine. That's a great idea. Let's go.
Okay. The sun is setting. You approach one of these camps when you are also approached by a mounted knight with 8 foot soldiers in a trot behind him. They
Mounted.
kick up soot and ash as they move in
Wait,
your
did I?
direction.
You said a mounted knight with 8 foot soldiers?
Foot soldiers.
Oh, foot soldiers.
As they approach.
Yes.
Okay, I thought you said
went out
8 foot
once, I did.
soldiers, like massively tall men. I didn't know if they
Oh,
were like
no, no,
giants.
no, no, no.
Sorry. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
As they're approaching, I want to say, "You got this, Toki. We're right behind you.
Okay.
Go, 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 go." And I had sang her a song right before this, Koibu. I had sang
What
her
song
a
did you sing her?
A song of inspiration, Koibu. A song of bardic inspiration.
Oh, we'll sing it.
Yeah,
You can do it. You are so good at navigating royal conversations, Toki. Yay.
Toki
It
doesn't
wasn't very
voice.
inspired. It's kind of forced. So, did she get bardic inspiration now?
Yeah, she's got bardic inspiration.
Awesome.
Am I the only one approaching, or am I approaching with everyone? Or...
We're all coming. You're just gonna be the speaker.
Okay.
Oh,
The
good.
knight approaches the group. You're at the front of your party. He brings his horse to a stop, raises the visor on his helmet. You can see he's wearing a breastplate with like leather limbs on the sides. His foot soldiers are all in cheap padded armor and carry spears and bows. The knight stops, looks you up and down, makes himself a charisma check. See if he can recognize your nobility, which he cannot because you are covered foot to head in dirt and dust and ash now. And
Oh,
says to you, "Excuse me, what is your business here?"
Hello, I am Toki of the Pichu family. My family has delivered a package to Rahl Wick, and I was hoping my company and I could quickly retrieve it and leave.
He sits up more straight in his saddle when you introduce yourself as a noble and he can hear your accent. He will give you a light salute, and you'll see by the pauldrons on his shoulders he is a lieutenant in the army. Of course, ma'am. Although it's getting dark and Rahl Wick is closed for the night, you'll probably need to stay outside the city walls. May I offer you refuge in my camp?
Oh, you are so charming, Lieutenant. I would greatly appreciate it. We've been traveling for so long.
He looks over your company.
I
What an
wave at
odd
him.
assortment of traveling companions you have.
They're the best
Smile and wave,
bodyguards
boys.
money can buy.
I understand.
What was your name, Lieutenant?
Lenny, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm trying to get... You know, sometimes you get these bodyguards where they don't know their place.
Discipline is a hard thing to come by in this day and age. I get it.
Agreed.
And then he says to Pochi, I am Sam Farron, Lieutenant Sam. Please, follow me. And he will pull his horse up like beside you and offer you a hand up onto the horse if you would like.
Oh god
I got
damn, that means I have to follow on foot, just like trudging along. Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
I reach for his hand.
He offers it to the dwarf, not to the massive barbarian who would break his horse's back.
I take the offer.
I pet his horse.
Aw,
As he
I
leaves.
see.
Lenny's a little simple-minded. Apologies.
I have a cousin like that. I understand.
You know how hard it is then.
I've learned a lot about love.
Very
my
unconditional,
God.
isn't it?
He will ride you guys the half mile to his camp and show you
Wait,
to
as we're
a
kind of like
place where you may
walking,
stay.
we're still within like we're talking, we're like relatively close to them as we're keeping up, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Can I kind of say to Toki, Toki, we were just remarking as we came through here how strange it was to see so many camps out here, yeah?
Yes, indeed. There are a lot of camps out here. How strange is that?
Well, the bitch Scoria has been burning the fields and the forests. You should see Rahl Wick in the morning light. The walls are semi-melted. Sections of the town are ruined.
That's a bitch of a dragon. It's interesting
Yes.
that she's this far out.
I hope you don't need to go to Bridgegate. There's nothing left of it.
It's kind of scary.
Wait,
What about Gold Hill?
would we understand this dragon to be coming from the north?
Mm-hmm.
And all of these camps are set up.
It's like from that way.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
And all the camps are set up to the south of Rahl Wick? Or are there camps completely surrounding
you
the...
You just see the camps to the south of Rahl Wick. So...
Okay, so they could be set up all right, gotcha.
Yeah, there's probably a whole bunch. You can see campfires much further away than you can see to the horizon. On like a flat plain, you can see a person or something about 3 miles out. But when the smoke rises into the sky, you can see it from, dozens of miles, scores of miles.
When was the last time she came, or does she come daily?
Not for a month now.
Interesting.
Every time she comes, she leaves. And we don't know why.
Maybe to get back to her dragon den.
We have spent the winter outfitting our infantry divisions with companies of artillery, mostly light and heavy ballistas. The hope is if we put up enough ballistas around Rahl Wick, she won't be able to make it here. Similar precautions are being prepared for Bontheris, but I probably shouldn't be mentioning too much about this to you all. Operational security and whatnot.
Oh, but it's so fascinating. You must know a lot about this. You seem very intelligent and knowledgeable.
Flattery will get you nowhere, milady.
What? I should roll a check for that. Come on.
Sure, give me a persuasion check.
Yes. Alright, I am so persuasive. I even persuaded myself that I'm persuasive.
Ooh.
I'm
Oh, wow.
super persuasive.
Very persuasive. Good job, Toki.
Well, I can tell you're a Dracissian noble and you would never betray your people, so,
Betrayal means death in my family.
as it does in mine. The situation has grown quite grave. The end of last year, Scoria came and did her best to burn Bridgegate and Rahl Wick. The bridge over the River Voddin has been destroyed, and our attempts to disrupt Mystrian life and crush them under their own lack of supplies was mostly successful. Their southern lands have been sacked and taken, and then Scoria joined the fray, and it's been hard. We lost 2 full armies out in Mystria, burned to the dragon. Another is locked up in their city of Dawngate, taking shelter in the ruins, fighting for their lives. Last time we heard, they were still small groups scattered, trying to survive in the city. Out here, Scoria has been making the occasional pass through the fields or the forests, and, well, not since we've reinforced Rahl Wick, but before that, coming in, taking blasts at the city. Luckily, we have enough mages and artillery now that she should be forced to stay away until accompanied by ground troops, which, between you and me, I don't think Mystria can muster enough to actually march on Rahl Wick. But our offense has slowed and stopped, and we've come to a bit of a stalemate. We can't push into them, and they don't have the ground power to push into us. But the dragon could harass anything. It could burn any undefended town it wants.
I see. Well, thank you.
What did you say your business was in town?
Oh,
As long as we're talking and trusting one another.
a package from my family was said to have arrived at Rahl Wick.
From your family?
Yes.
For
Yes, for my family. It's from my family. I told you.
Your family sent a package to Rahl Wick for you to pick up?
Yes. Well, my distant cousin.
Ah. Where... I don't mean to pry, my lady, but Rahl Wick seems an odd destination for any sort of shipping at this day and age. Where's your cousin living?
That is a very good question. It is a very odd destination, which was why I was so pressed to come here as fast as possible. Why would they send me a package to Rahl Wick of all places? It's very
Excuse
unlike
me,
my cousin,
Lieutenant,
so-
but my noble lady Toki wouldn't actually know these distinctions and things. It would be for our man here, and I point to Nevin. He keeps track of all of the orders from the Pichu family.
Nevitz is our halfling butler.
He looks to the halfling butler armed to the teeth.
Also a
my
bodyguard.
weapons are sheathed. Okay, I'm wearing nice silk clothes. Okay, calm down.
Yeah,
I'm very
but you're
presentable.
still
You
got
never
plenty of
wanna lie
weapons on
again.
you. I see. Any idea why a package would be sent to Rahl Wick? It's out of the way of pretty much every other Drakissian city, and Bridgeport, Bridgegate has been burned for months. But where does this cousin live?
So I'm sorry, Toki, LilyPichu, had a couple of the details mixed up, but we'd actually received a letter from Toki's family that another family here had lost a soldier, unfortunately, to Scoria, and supposedly he had some important belongings that his family wanted back that we were sent here to retrieve, and supposedly the sheriff in the town is holding said belongings, so we're just here to pick those up.
I get those details mixed
Damn.
up. This is why I hired you, Nevitz. With old age, my memory is not what it used to be.
Lenny pats Nevitz on the shoulder.
You're getting a raise, Nevitz.
The knight nods along, sort of only asking to make polite conversation. He's not really trying to grill you, so no persuasion check needed here. Or deception check, I mean. He'll bring you into his camp, and he'll take... you'll notice there's a large pavilion tent here, which would be his tent, and he will offer Toki sanctuary in the large tent, free of ash and dust and dirt. You'll see that there are, like, large carpets put down on the ground, so it's actually nice and insulated from all the debris outside. Meanwhile, his soldiers have little pup tents scattered around. He motions to the three of you. Your men can stay with mine. If you would like, I have a more comfortable ash-free tent of my own. The tent is... Maybe it once was red, but right now it's sort of like blackened along the sides with like little spots of orange or pink showing through.
Yes. No ash.
Yeah. You can spend a night here. And in the morning, look out and see Rahl Wick in the far distance. You can tell something's not quite right with it. The walls are not nice and even. They're sort of jagged and broken.
Mm-hmm. He told us that there were scorch marks on the wall of Scoria? Was that her name? It'd come through.
Scoria.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is she known to be... Is this like a very old dragon, or...?
Yes. She has been she's been in Mystria for as long as anyone can remember.
All right, found our
Many
next
hundreds
target,
of
boys.
She's the
Many-
big bad bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Killer.
And she has been taxing the people of Mystria all this time, building her treasure hoard off of their hard work. And she, up until now, has been content just to tax them and leave them be. But once the Drakissian army started invading her lands and killing the people that she was extracting taxes from, she turned and started joining in on her with her minions to fight off the invaders, and now seems to have some sort of cooperation with the people that she was oppressing for so long.
She's a CR-25 dragon.
Wow. CR-25.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Does she summon liches to fight alongside her as well?
Many liches, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine we're just camping for the night. There's not much else we can do.
Yep. You guys camp for the night. In the morning, you can move on towards Rahl Wick. You will move from camp to camp, seeing just soldiers for as far as the eye can see in little campfires, but they're all spread out. You'll see like a contingent of 8 troops here, a contingent of 8 troops over there. There might be like 12 surrounding this ballista, but everyone is well spaced out from one another. and you will approach Rahl Wick and see melted stone, something new to all of you. The walls of the city are just kind of oozing and dripping. It looks like hardened magma, which we might have seen in pictures, but none of your characters would have ever noticed before. The keep at the center is mostly intact, with just one corner of it slightly melted. A fresh flag stands atop the town, snapping brightly in the wind. Must have been cleaned last night because the colors are bright on it. The entranceway, the southern entrance to Rahl Wick, stands open with a sea of travelers moving in and out. Lots of horse-drawn carriages and carts hauling supplies. There seem to be maybe 20 people on the front of the gate. Each time the cart comes up, you'll see the cart being checked and inspected. Guards will take a look at everything in it and seem to be questioning all of the travelers very thoroughly. And
All right, we're approaching.
you approach. You get in line. And
Toki, when we come up to the inspection, make sure to tell them that we have business in the city, but we need to find the Stackhouse.
The Stackhouse?
When we say the Stackhouse, would this be understood? Is this going to be like an individual residence or like a city block or like
No, it'll be an individual house.
an
Just
individual
known
house?
as the Stackhouse. It's like saying Buckingham Palace.
And how large is this city? Is this like, if we just walk around, can we find the Stackhouse, or is it like a huge place and we wouldn't be able to find it on our own reasonably? What would we assume?
You wouldn't be able to find it on your own because you wouldn't know what it looks like. You'd need to ask directions.
Okay, yeah. Toki, make sure that you tell them that we have business at the Stackhouse, so that they can lead us to where we need to go.
Okay. I can't mess this up.
Okay. We're picking up a package there that you need, okay?
Package at the Stackhouse.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Right. Toki's not good at lying.
I'm not lying that much. It's mostly true. Mostly.
Mostly.
Okay. You arrive. You wait in line next to the people before you are a group of soldiers escorting a cart full of provisions. The people behind you have an empty cart. They must be picking something up, but they haven't mentioned what. Do you talk with the other people in line at all? Do you leave yourselves alone?
Yeah, I think it's always good to chat. Yeah, the people behind us, what do they look like they're carrying? What do they have?
It's more soldiers dressed in padded armor with spears and bows. They are leading an ox-drawn cart with absolutely nothing in it.
Okay.
They have blue cloaks, and the flag bearer of them has a boar over a field of green and a blue background.
Okay. Yeah, Nevitz will strike up small talk. I guess as I kind of like look over their carts and see them moving around, yeah, I kind of say to the guy up front, "This is a pretty shit detail, huh?
Tell me about it.
How long have you guys been out here for?"
Since the warring season started, middle of spring, a couple of months now.
Jeez. I heard they got a giant dragon flying around here too. It's been melting stuff.
Oh, fuck yeah, man. It's scary shit.
Have you actually seen her?
No, I haven't, thank God. But he nudges the guy next to him, who nods subtly.
What's it like, seeing a dragon that big and that terrifying? It must be an amazing sight to behold.
What do you know about dragon fear?
Only what I've read in
Yes.
books.
Well, let me tell you, it's a real thing. That creature flies overhead, and something stirs within you. Something you can't deny. My bones start I'm a brave man. I've killed 5 people in my time. But just
Only
that
5.
thing overhead of me scared the shit out of me. I've never been so afraid in my life. Unnatural fear seeping down in a path underneath it.
How are you guys
Not
feeling out
bricks.
here? The morale must be pretty low, huh?
They sort of shrug a little bit. You know, there's a lot of money around from the kingdom. They do their best to keep morale up, and they kind of nudge each other and start chuckling. Let's just say there's a lot of new workers out here, if you know what I mean.
Am
I
I to
don't
understand
know.
that as a prostitution joke or what?
Yeah, it's a prostitution joke.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The state is providing all the soldiers with plenty of whores.
Nice. Okay. Wow. Well, jeez. Hey, just curious. Would you guys happen to know in here? I'm sorry. I'm escorting my lady here to try and pick up a package. We're supposed to go to a place called the Stackhouse. You guys have any idea where that is in here?
Yeah. Noble house, right?
Yeah, should be.
Like northeast of town. There's like a little bit of a hill towards the keep. Just head to the northeast side of the hill, and that'll get you most of the way there. Someone there will be able to get you the rest of the way.
Okay, cool. I kind of like lean back towards Toki. I imagine she's listening. Like, you don't have to tell the guards we're going to the Stackhouse. Just tell them we're in here to pick up a package, okay?
Okay. Pick up a package. Toki is very
You can do
nervous.
it, Toki. Toki.
The line moves forward. The cart in front of you gets stopped by guards who begin to ask questions and search it, while another section of guard comes up to you and another section to the cart behind you. You're approached by a knight on foot who's got 3 foot soldiers behind him. 3 foot hyphen soldiers behind him. And the guard approaches you, Toki, the person at the front who looks like the leader, and he'll put his hands on his hips and look down towards you. Excuse me, ma'am. We have to ask everyone what's their business in the city is. Can't let any spies in.
Not at all. Completely understood. We're here to pick up a package.
Oh. Of course, ma'am. And these men, they're with you? You can verify for their integrity?
Paid bodyguards.
You don't mind if I ask them a few questions, do you?
Oh, not at all. I recommend the halfling. He's the most intelligent out of all of them.
Well, we'll have to talk to each one of them. He turns to the halfling. Excuse me there, sir. How long have you been employed by this woman?
Oh boy, it must have been... How long have you been working for Voa for? A few years?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, we've all been doing it for a few years, I think. Yeah.
We would know, like, how long we worked for Voa. I guess I'd say, like, 2
Yeah.
years. Yeah, I'd say probably about 2 years, on and off.
He looks to Lucas, the big barbarian. And you, fellow, where do you hail from?
It's just an odd question. Okay. Near Bear Drop Island. I think Bear Drop Island is at Cox.
Cox?
Ian.
Cox.
I look over to Nevitz.
Bear
Not
Drop
funny.
Island, huh?
That
I'm
is
from
where the
Coxport.
Yes.
Do you, like last year, there was a rumor that there were trees talking to people. Did you ever hear anything about that?
I wasn't there last year. I was with my lady Toki.
That was a weird moment. And he looks over to Daff. What about you, fancy boy?
What about me?
Where are you from?
Koibu, I don't know where I'm from. Can you help me?
Well, you
please?
better make something up right now. You've got a year to figure it out.
Can I be from anywhere? Like,
You're
actually?
wandering.
yeah.
You're wandering.
Okay.
Wherever you
minstrel.
Yeah, okay. I'm probably from somewhere far away, I think, but I don't know what's far away. What's a faraway city, Koibu?
Just pick one.
Look at the map.
Oh, but isn't this all pretty close?
Just
to
say you're
each
from
other?
Cronwick.
Okay, I'm from
Pick a place.
Cronwick. I'm from Cronwick. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
And you know how
Got
to
a place
use
up
those
there?
things? He says, pointing to your instruments on your back.
Do you want to find out?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna play my song.
Okay.
For
He will stop you after the 5th bar and be like, "All right, we actually have work to do. Thank you all. You can come on in."
Wait, can I roll a performance check to see if it was good or not?
Sure.
Okay.
Wow.
That's
A
very
beautiful
good.
song.
Maybe
Yeah.
he waits until the 8th bar or something to
Yeah,
stop
that's
you.
what I thought, Koibu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After this very light and mild interrogation, he waves you guys on through. You'll have to pass the cart in front of you that's still being searched on the inside. And, yeah. As you approach the gates, you'll notice that there are 2 wizards and 2 priests within the gates, as well as another 15 or so men. These guys mostly in plate mail, except for the archers, that are in addition to the people who are questioning those on the outside. The wizards and priests will gaze intently at each of you as you pass by.
How do you know that they're a
And
wizard? Do they wear a? Is it literally
pointy
like,
hat,
wear a-
Big
staff,
dumbass
robes.
hat.
Yeah.
Okay, I will wave at
pretty-
the wizards.
Sure.
Lenny likes wizards.
And will all of you make me wisdom saves as you walk into the town?
Oh my god, hold on. I had to reload this whole page.
Holy
One second.
fuck. Oh my.
I got you.
No.
Courtney.
My god. Okay, wisdom save.
Mr. Mouton, Lucas,
Yes.
what is on your mind as you're walking through these gates?
Lenny's thinking about the parrot.
What are you thinking about the parrot?
He's probably thinking about the magical parrot and how he really wants its ring so he can be smart like the rest of his friends.
Oh.
Yeah.
Daff, what are you thinking about as you're walking through these gates?
I'm looking around, enjoying the sights, looking at the people, just being, aware of my surroundings and enjoying my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lily, what are you thinking about as you walk through these gates?
Also, Daff has to pee.
I'm just like, yes, we got through the gate. They lied. They totally bought it. They bought it. I'm good. I'm just relieved.
Cool. And Nevitz, what are you thinking about as you walk through these gates?
Nevitz's favorite food.
Which
What is
is
Nevitz's favorite food?
The steak. Do cows exist in your world?
Yes, cows exist.
Then some sort of beef.
sticky steak and mashed potatoes.
What is it that brings
What
Nevitt's desire for steak to mind in this trying time?
Nevitt's just feels like thinking about beef would be an exceptionally good idea right now. Can you feel when people are trying to read what's going on in your head? You can feel that, can't you?
That was the whiz save, I think.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Depends
but I
on
mean, like,
the
Nevitz is walking up to...
effects.
So we're in a heavily guarded area. We've just been interrogated, and now you have wizards that are eyeing everybody coming through. There's only a few possible things these wizards are here for. One is to check for magical items, which they could be doing on everybody that comes through. Another could be to force you to tell the truth through some, like square that forces it. And the other could be to read the intentions of the mind of the person coming through. That's pretty obvious. So Nevitz is intentionally thinking of, like, man, I really haven't had a good steak in a long time. Coming through these gates. That's what Nevitz is thinking about.
Very acceptable. Take inspiration for that. Well done. You guys march on through, and there's a quick motion, and one of the men armed with plate mail and a sword and shield steps up to Lily's character, and says, "Excuse me, ma'am, would you step aside, please?
What for?
Would you please step aside, ma'am? I don't want to cause a scene."
Excuse me, what business do you have with Lady Toki?
Nevitz kind of like tugs on Daph's shirt. Maybe we should let them talk for a minute.
I step aside, I guess?
Her bodyguards, though.
I
We have
size
to
him up. Do I
help
think
her.
I could take him if it came to it?
Oh.
What seems to be the problem here, mister?
You can take anyone.
Drew.
You can fucking take anybody. You ask what seems to be the problem, and where is it? Oh god, they changed its name. Why would you change
Can we
its
have
name?
Can we have a pee break and leave it on a
Sure.
cliff hanger? I have to pee so bad. I've been
All
holding
right,
it
so
in
you take us a break.
Yeah, all right. We'll come back and see what's going on. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Of Dice and Men. You have entered the city of Rahl Wick. Throughout the streets, you can see many, many soldiers running around. The streets are crowded with the military mixing with the civilians. Despite the devastation, it appears that people are in relatively good condition. The number of soldiers here means that there's a lot of money flowing in and out of this city right now. There aren't many beggars, which you might expect in a ruined town like this, but there are plenty of dead. That cart behind you, as you walk into the city and get your bearings, you see it pull up to the side and bodies start getting loaded into it. There are people walking around with masks covering their faces, and the smell hits you. There's a sweet smell of like rotting fruit, which you guys might recognize as the smell of a dying body that punctuates the city all over the place.
Wait, so is
People
it
move to
dying
and fro.
fruit or bodies?
It's bodies. The scent of bodies has a sweetness to it, the smell of death.
Okay.
Yeah. You can move through the town looking for the Stackhouse, I suppose?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, what did he say? Like the northeast part of the town, and there was like a rise or whatever that we'd be able to see.
Yeah, in the middle of town, there is a bit of a hill. It's an artificial hill, clearly, because everything else in this plain is quite flat. And on top of this artificial hill is the keep. But the keep doesn't take up the whole of the hill, so there's a couple of houses and buildings outside of the keep walls as well. The streets are choking with people and carts and horses and wagons, peasants and people selling wares, people buying things. There are people kind of sticking their heads out windows, shouting to others, fish for sale here, grain over here, fruit over here. Lots of scantily clad men and women offering their services as well, dangling from just about every balcony in the street.
Men and women.
But despite the prosperity of the area, there's a certain air of desperation around it. The voices calling are a little bit more like fruit here, rather than the happily warning of available goods.
How is homosexuality viewed in this world? Is it like a chill thing?
Not a problem.
They don't care?
No one gives a shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about incest?
Regional. Same as this.
Depends if you're noble.
Okay, just curious. Just getting my my social bearings. All right.
Yeah.
So, this estate, how large is this? Is there like a gate surrounding the whole thing, or can we see right up to the front door? Are there guards posted out front? Does it look like there's any traffic going in and out?
Or of what?
Of the Stackhouse.
Yeah, so you make your way to the northeast side of town, find your way up onto the hill. Do you ask for directions to the Stackhouse? Because you'll probably need someone to tell you what building in particular it is.
Yeah, maybe like a shopkeep. Maybe somebody trying to sell something on the side of the street maybe might know. We'd ask them.
Yeah. You can get directions to it, no problem.
Did we,
house is...
not to fuck
old.
us, but wait, what happened with Toki getting taken aside?
Oh, I completely forgot about that. I thought we had just walked right in.
I thought...
No. We got to roll back. Yeah.
Oh,
Before all of
shit.
this happens. We may never
the
get to this shit.
retcon. Okay.
Totally forgot about that.
Retcon
All
and
right, Toki.
Koibu at it again.
Fuck.
At it again.
You get pulled aside by this knight, and a wizard and a priest both approaches you. And the wizard says to you, narrows his eyes, and says to you, what lies are you telling? And it's now that you can feel someone in your mind, pushing between your thoughts,
Fuck you, Steven.
sorting them aside.
Wait, if the initial mind read it was like just a surface level one, and now he's doing one that's a more deep probe, does this call for a second check, or is it still using the first check?
We'll get there.
Oh,
We'll
okay,
get there.
okay.
Just let me do it in my own time.
Okay, just making sure we're
I
not
have...
shortchanging
What do
anyone
you
here.
mean lies? I'm here with my party on business, which is the truth.
Yes, but you lied to the guards.
I lied?
Yes.
I told you, Steven, I can't lie here. I lied. Oh my god, I hate this. I'm so stressed. God. Oh, okay, anyway. Yes, I lied about Nevitz, the halfling, being my butler. That was a lie. It's just easier for people to believe that.
Wow. Ooh, this is so juicy. What is he then, Toki? Is he your lover?
Please.
Okay, I will need you to make me a second wisdom saving throw.
Man.
But it's
I'm
true that
Toki's
she's not.
never
She
lied.
did lie about
Toki's
her not being
never
her
lying
butler.
after this, okay? Like, she's done with a life of lies.
Oh!
That's really good. You managed to close off your mind and shut the wizard out from it. And you can see his head start to shake as he realizes you've managed to put up walls around your thoughts.
I know that he's peering into my mind, right? Detect thoughts?
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
obviously I'm gonna be a little bit like, excuse me, Peering into a lady's mind? Just so rude.
Times of war call for desperate measures. We can never be sure who's a spy and who's not. What
Rest
was your
assured
lie to the guards?
That the halfling was my butler. He's not my
I don't
butler.
believe you.
But it's true.
You don't have to believe me. What I'm saying is the truth. What if I like say it with a lot of conviction?
Give me a deception check.
But it's true that he's not her butler.
That's true though. I'm not lying.
Yes, but that's not the greater lie that you were lying
fucking
about.
God. Oh my God,
Right?
Koibu, don't make me do this. I'm so stressed.
This is like a real life deception from Lily. Rolled the same as.
The wizard and the priest and the soldier, you can see them beginning to take on a bigger edge. They like noticed you were lying. The wizard tried to probe deeper. You shut him out, and then you offer this like half-assed lie, which like might be a lie, but is also clearly not the thing that you were lying about. The soldier puts his hand on the hilt of his sword. You can see the wizard reach into like one of his component pouches nearby. The priest tries to calm either of them. Says, "Excuse me, my lady. I'm sorry about my companions. They're a bit on edge. I understand you're from Cronwick. I have an ear for accents myself.
Yes.
We understand that there are many a time one must lie to authorities. But right now, I need you to tell me your purpose here. If you are not clear with us, we will have to assume you're a spy. And I think you know what happens to spies in this day and age."
Okay. Can I
Oh my God.
push the priest to the side to like whisper him something, you know?
The priest will lean in close and allow you to whisper.
Listen, it's very embarrassing for a noble lady like me to admit this, but he's actually...
Nevitz kind of leans around and peers curiously.
I say this... We're actually... Fuck. Oh God, I'm cringing. Oh my...
Yes, milady?
It's true what I said. He's not my butler. They're actually my friends. And this is the truth. I just didn't want to say it.
Why would you
because
lie about that?
no one ever believes that a noble lady could be friends with people like them, you know? Every time I say it, people think I'm lying. People push me away. They judge me for it. But I've been traveling with them for a year or two now. This is I look at the earnest look in my eye. I'm telling the truth.
You are. This is definitely a true thing. And the social awkwardness of a noble having commoner friends is a real issue. You know, people won't take you seriously if you're a noble hanging out with commoners. You'll sort of lose your noble status in people's minds. The priest scores a nat 20 on his insight check against you.
But she's telling the truth. She's telling the complete
She's
truth.
telling the truth.
I am telling the truth.
Yeah, no, he sees that you're telling the truth here.
But a nat 20. Whew.
Nat 20 is a pretty
Nat
big
20
roll.
makes her automatically lie.
Execute her in the
She's
fucking
lying.
streets, Koibu.
Nat 20.
Okay. I believe you about that. What is your business here in town?
We are here to pick up a package.
He rolled a natural 20 on the inside.
Wait, no. He has to roll again. He rolled a natural 20 on the thing.
On every lie until he gets a 1.
Every lie, you gotta roll, man. You can't. What the fuck am I supposed to say, Steven?
What sort of package are you picking up?
He's gonna fuck a prostitute. She's gonna get a package.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Timing's not going to help you out of this one, Lily.
No, she keeps barking. It's fine. It's like annoying. Okay. Anyway. What was the question?
What sort of package are you picking up here?
It was a package from... Okay, can I just repeat what Steven said before? Listen, I must have remembered it, right?
Toki would.
It was like
repeat it.
family friend. What his son like died in war or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
So you're gonna try another lie.
Oh fucking God! I hate this.
Maybe
And
we
yet
should
you
help
show up
her.
every week.
It's
we
just-
help this
why
woman?
Why am I always put in a position where I have to lie?
We all
And if I
lie
tell
all the time.
truth, I fuck over our party even more. Like, what am I supposed to do?
I don't know, but it's the priest is looking at you, and you're sort of delaying, and he's growing suspicious the longer you delay. You can be honest with me, lady.
How far are we from her right now?
Okay, to
Maybe
be honest,
10 feet, but there are some like soldiers that have come in between you wearing plate mail.
Are they watching me closely?
Yeah.
we are travelers, and we simply wanted to inspect this. We were curious about what was going on here and wanted to stop by. I'm telling the truth still, right? We're not spies. You can do an insight check on that. We're not spies.
No one brought up spying.
Yeah, they did call her a spy.
No, yes, he did.
You
Oh,
did?
they did?
Yeah, they brought up spying.
They said we were
Okay.
like spying, but we're not spies. You can.
I believe you that you're not a spy. I guess you can keep your secrets to yourself. They're none of my concern, as long as you mean no harm to this city, its denizens, or the kingdom of
I
Drekis.
promise you, we are not here to cause any trouble or harm. That's also a truth. I am not here to cause any trouble.
Well, we are here to cause trouble for someone.
You are here to kidnap a person
Wait.
that is causing trouble.
We're not here to cause
Yeah, but that someone is causing
citizens.
trouble.
Right?
We're taking trouble away from them.
Yeah. We're here to help.
We're not here to fuck up the city. We're not here to
Yeah,
fuck up the
that's it.
city.
The priest takes a few steps back, walks over to the wizard and whispers a few words into his ear, and then walks over to the knight and whispers a few words into her ear. And the three of them will step back. The priest waves you in and says, "Do be careful, Lady Toki. I trust you're here for no nefarious reason, but you are known to me now, and should there be trouble around you, well, consider yourself under some suspicion."
Understood. Thank you.
You are waved in to the town with the rest of the people.
Toki
Okay.
looks extremely frustrated. Guys,
Sorry, Toki.
don't wanna lie
You did
anymore.
well. Good job.
I'm done. That's it. I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah. You guys can move through the town, finding the Stackhouse. It is up on a bit of a hill. This side of town is a little bit quieter, especially up the hill towards the noble section. There are fewer people about. The people that are here are maybe a little bit more on the either noble side because they live in these buildings, but then they're not actually out on the streets, or on the poorer side, like the beggars who can no longer sit in the main streets because they're choked with people traveling around. You pass a few small huddled masses who reach out hands for alms, for coins. You can hear them coughing in the alleyways. Some of these people look pretty sick.
I don my N95 mask as I walk through the hallway.
You have an amulet of protection from illness,
I
right?
No,
don't
I'm wearing
because
it.
this fucker still has
Oh,
it.
Daff has the protection. Amulet of health. Parafit of health. You will not catch any disease while you're here,
Yay.
which I can't say the same for the others. Military camps and cities are hotbeds of disease. I don't think it was until the 1900s that city populations grew from internal breeding rather than people moving in. Up until then, they were, most people that moved to the city. I shouldn't say most people that moved to the city that died, but the city population only increased from people moving into it. The actual population of the city constantly went down from cholera and disease, which is not quite what we have here, but the point is there are poor, sick people about begging for money as you walk towards the Stackhouse up this hill. How do you respond to these, Toki and Daff, the leaders of the group, noble leader and practical leader?
They're just begging for money.
Yeah, sitting on the side of the street and holding out like a cup to you, a small wooden or...
I give away a gold to each of them.
Ooh. Take off
God.
10 gold from your sheet.
God damn. Yeah,
They thank you, accompanied by, may the mother bless you. Thank you, your ladyship. Thank you.
What is the
Daff
use
does not do that.
of
Definitely not.
money if it's not meant to be shared?
Yeah.
Yeah, Daff ignores them.
Okay. you can see this one road that breaks off from the main circle that runs around the hill, that goes up and sort of curves to the right a little bit. And at the end of that street is the Stackhouse. It is a 3-story building, and you can see it over the rooftops of the 2-story building slightly lower down the hill. You haven't walked all the way up the street to it yet, but you can see it up there from the distance. On this street are many other fancy noble houses as well.
All right, and then the description of this house, is it you can walk right up to the front door, or are there massive gates surrounding the estate, or what?
You'd have to walk up the street and go around the corner to see what the front of it looks like. You can just kind of see its profile up the hill a little bit.
Let's go. Yep.
All right, you guys walk up the street. There is a stone wall with a brass gate in front of the house. This wall sort of like runs across another property line and forms into another wall that guards the house next to it, which is another wall that guards the house next to it. So they all kind of have like one continuous wall along the edge of the street, and then walls break off of that to divide the properties into their lots.
Okay.
There is no apparent guard on the gate, and beyond the gate is maybe a garden of 20 or 30 feet before you get to the 3-story timber house.
Okay.
Half timber house.
Can we... Is there a tavern in this city?
There are many taverns in this city.
Okay.
It's a big city, right?
I would suggest then that we rest here for a few days, and then I'll keep watch outside the front house to see the coming and goings of who lives here.
Okay.
Okay?
Smart.
There are 3 levels of tavern. There are the dirty, poor taverns, there's the common taverns, and there's the nice taverns, the fancy ones. Which one would you guys like to take up residence in?
Hit us up with the
Fancy
price. Wait.
Cheap ones are probably going to be on the order of like a silver a day. Medium ones are going to be on the order of 5 silver a day. Fancy ones will be a couple gold a day.
Couple gold a day.
Couple gold.
Definitely medium. We're nice mid-tier, you know. We don't spend money like we have it. We're respectable people.
As we wear silk clothes.
Actually, I kind of take it back. I think Daff went off for the.
I think medium.
I think medium is good.
Because why waste so much gold on the upper class tavern? We can give them
Don't-
away to the poor.
Don't you want to live life deliciously, Toki?
But there's so many people suffering out there, Daff. We have to help them.
Yeah, well, how are we helping them by not staying in a nice inn?
I'm sorry, what?
Wait, aren't we talking about what inn we're gonna stay in? Is that
Yeah,
not
wait,
true?
that's what I thought. Okay.
Wait, am I stupid? What?
I don't know what's going on.
Me neither.
You guys can find one of these common inn and taverns here. It is filled to the brim with travelers, merchants, but mostly soldiers that are being stationed here. The 4 of you are going to have to share a room because they are all full up. They see Toki's nobility and they shuffle a couple of soldiers from 2 separate rooms into one to make a room for the 4 of you. The common soldiers, they can sleep 5 to a bed and it's fine. They will offer you a couple of extra blankets so your companions can sleep on the ground and you can have the bed. Or you can bunk with them however you want. But the 4 of you will have to share a room here in the tavern, which
I'm gonna bunk with
is...
them. Friends for life.
Yo.
Family is thick. Fuck. Fuck.
Friendship is thicker than blood.
Yes,
that what
I don't
you're-
know.
Blood is thicker than water is the term.
Blood is thicker than
water.
than
Word is water.
water.
Why do we...
Yeah, the blood of battle is thicker than the water of the womb, I think is the...
Yeah, something like that.
Analogy.
Just because you're tied by blood doesn't mean like you know. Like,
Blood
Right,
is
right.
thicker than my mom.
wow. Wow.
The place that you find is called the Half Shack, and it is a busy little tavern. Actually, inside of here, the sort of nonsense of the outside fades away. There are a couple of musicians that have taken up residence on one side and are playing music.
Brethren.
The ground floor, the common room, is packed to the gills, standing room only. People are chatting back and forth. There seems to be a table that has been taken over by halflings, and they're all standing on the table so they can be at head height with everybody else. There's a group of dwarves that have congregated over on the side opposite of the doorway and sort of pushed out the non-dwarves, and they've got a table to themselves and sort of set their backs against everyone and are leaning in and chatting. They look mismatched, like they've been from all over the place. Everyone else is human here. You don't see any half-elves. You certainly don't see any gnomes. And no other weird races mixed about. You can eat, drink, sleep. Your food will be fine. Nothing to write home about. Maybe a little bit bland. The spices are one of the things that are running low here. And you can stay as long as you want. It's going to be 5 silver a night. You guys are so fucking loaded, we probably won't even bother about it. I'll just ask you to remove a couple gold at the end of all this, and we'll be fine. What's the plan?
Daff nudges Nevitz and says, "Look, go talk to your people, Nevitz. They're all over there. Go stand on some tables."
Nevitz shakes his head and says, "I'm gonna go find some appropriate garbs, and I'm gonna spend the next 2 days outside of the Kelpochi estate, and I will come back and report back what I see, who comes, who goes, and what's going on. And then I leave the party."
Daff,
You leave
Have
really
fun.
shitty.
What?
Really
What?
only to be
Make fun of him for his
chased down by a
Me?
halfling. Yes, you. A halfling has jumped off the table, pushed between the other legs, and puts a hand on your shoulder as you try and walk out the door. "Hello, friend," he says. "My name's
Aw.
Flynn. What's yours?"
No friend of yours. I don't even know who you are. What business
my
do you have
God.
here with me?
"I just wanted to extend you a friendly invite to our high table," he says.
Well,
pointing
it
to
would
where
do
all the
you
other
good
halflings are standing.
to consider what others want. The last thing I'd want to do is be at a table with disgusting halflings, whose only bond they share is being as tall as every other halfling at the table. Get away from me.
"Okay, bye, friend." He timidly backs away and scurries back to the rest of the group.
Okay, Nevitz
Like,
leaves the
oh,
tavern.
Oh my god.
What the fuck, Steven? What?
Lenny
the-
will remark to Daff, "You really shouldn't make fun of his height. He hates that. That's being a bad leader, Daff."
Lenny, I don't need your criticism, all right, buddy? Go have fun.
Nevitz goes to keep an eye on this house. What are the three of you doing?
Real quick,
while
before I
Nevitz
do
is-
that, I would just like to say there must be a homeless guy who I could buy some of his garbage. I don't want to camp outside in full silk clothes. I want to look like a beggar on the streets. It's just like they're crouching. Yeah, something. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you can buy some clothes off of some homeless dude.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I
no
will,
problem.
I'll go hang out with the halflings.
They see you coming. And one of the halflings points to you and goes, I think he came in with the other one. And they all look at you a little bit scared.
Sorry about my
Oh.
friend. He's just testy. He hasn't been around his kind in a long time, I would assume.
"Oh, well, hello, I'm Leek."
I'm
Leek.
Lenny.
"Ooh, our names start with the same letter."
Yes,
Aw.
they do. Mine starts with L. Nevitz, the halfling, has been teaching me to read.
"Oh, how kind. He seems much nicer when you talk about him than my experiences with him."
He has a hard exterior but soft interior, kind of like bread.
Exactly what I was going to say. Hard and crusty on the outside, soft and warm on the inside. I knew it.
Yes.
This guy's perfect for Lenny, dude.
Lenny will sit at the table and
Yeah.
just hang out with them, you know?
Okay. They seem to be upbeat and happy despite the surrounding situation. They're swapping stories, mostly talking about the food that they grow and like. It appears these halflings are from the northern area. They're from the Rosewater River. And there have been all sorts of wagons and carts coming over here to pick up loads of food from the halfling lands over there, which we call the Riverlands, and bringing it back to Rahl Wick. And these halflings have come to see the sights. They're accompanying their wares just to see what's going on, and they're headed back to the Rosewater tomorrow morning on a long journey.
So they have carts and stuff?
Yeah, there was a wagon that came that bought supply food from them and is now delivering it here, and they just rode in the back of the turnip cart.
Interesting.
Cool. What about you, Daff? What are you doing in this packed tavern?
Well, Daff loves wine, so he's got some, getting some wine. Maybe chatting up the bartender, trying to get some information. Maybe just chatting around. Not too.
The bartender is slammed. He's got no time
Oh.
for small talk. All he's doing is
Oh.
like filling mugs and moving around and collecting money. He'll give you like, what do you need? What do you need, huh?
Wine. Your
Well,
finest
all right,
wine.
here you go. He gives you just random wine, whatever they've got on
Fuck
hand.
Okay.
The place is packed, man.
Is it good? Is it good, Koibu?
It's fine. It's average wine, you know? It's the, like, $10 bottle that you'd get from your local supermarket.
Frick! Okay, well, I suppose I'll go talk to some of the locals, see what's going down, see what's going on. Charm them, you know, have a good time.
Yeah, everyone is talking about the war. When is Scoria coming back is the question on everybody's mind. There's all this talk about the ballistas that have been set up. Large sections of forest have been logged in order to create the supplies needed for these heavy artillery that now surround the town. Most people are pretty confident that it's going to keep a dragon away, but of course there's the detractors, the people saying, it's a big-ass red dragon, it's age class 12, it's going to destroy everything here, there's no amount of ballistas could stand up. And then someone else will be like, yes, but we have the archmage from the capital here to defend us. Surely his spells. And the other person's like, no, he's a fireball wizard. He's an evocationist. We all know red dragons are immune to fire. It's not going to do a goddamn thing to it.
Koibu, I wanna. So is there like a main table that all this talk is surrounding, or is this just everywhere that they?
Everywhere. It's this. Yeah, it's like if you were to walk outside right now and try to talk to anyone, they'd be like, yeah, what's going on with COVID?
Yeah. How big and loud is the bar?
There's quite a din. You won't be able to hear a conversation held, 10 feet away from you.
As a performer, I'm probably pretty good at projecting my voice, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Do you want to get everyone's attention?
Yeah, I do.
You're going to interrupt the existing performance going on?
Oh, is there a performance going on?
Yeah, there's a couple of people on a stage playing some gentle music. Some nice background tracks.
I want to go up to the stage and ask them if I can take the stage for a second.
What? No, we're booked through the night. What the fuck are you?
I'll give him 2 gold.
You can join us. But we get the rest of the cash.
I'm not trying to make music right now, buddy. I just have something to say.
What do you want to say? He says, making room for you on the stage, pushing the
I'm gonna
drum
step
set a
up
little
and not
back.
answer and start yelling.
All right, Daff, make me a flat charisma check just to project your voice and grab everyone's attention.
Okay. Fuck!
You yell over the din of people, but they ignore you.
Okay, I want to cast Thunderclap. But
That's
not
gonna
try to hurt
kill
anyone.
people, right?
Wait, really? A thunderous sound that can be heard up to 100 feet away? Oh, they must... Well, can I...
Make a Constitution saving throw or take d6 thunder damage. You're going to be targeting like 20 people
What's the
with the
range?
damaging spell.
Let me just look
It's
at
self.
the range.
It's-
Really quick. Self?
Oh
I think
man.
everything within 5
It's
feet.
5 feet, so can I get away from everyone so I'm away
It's
from
a
5 feet?
packed tavern. There's no way you're going to be able to find 25,
Okay,
15 square
fine.
feet.
What if I just start playing my violin really, really, really loud and very theatrically, you know?
I mean, there's no amplifier here. You're only going to be able to play it at like 1 volume, right? I don't know anything about stringed instruments, but
You can't
Like
really play them that
violin
much
has like
louder. No.
yeah, they just have the 1
What about a
volume.
flute?
Again,
Well, for
without an
flutes you can blow
amplifier.
harder, but it's gonna sound. like
Okay,
shit.
can I try again? I'm sure you won't let me roll charisma again yet. Can I ask the band for help? The other
So
guys?
you got to tell them what you want to talk to these people. They're not just going to throw their lot in with you for no reason.
Well,
What if
okay,
you're
listen.
here to piss everyone off? Then they get thrown out too. You're not risking their names on this random dude who's like, here's a couple gold. Back me
What's-
up, boys.
What are you guys' names? What do you go by?
My name is Neil, and these are my companions,
Hello, Neil and companions.
Ryan and Brian.
Ryan and Brian. I like the sound of that. You guys are a good-looking gang, huh?
Oh, thank you.
I'm Daff. It's nice to meet you. Don't you think that it's so sad that all these people all day spend all their days worrying about the war and the dragon, and then they come here to try to get a load off, and then everyone's still talking about the war and the dragon. They're just constant arguing and sadness and worry and anxiety. Don't you think that we could kick it up a notch and kick up the music and get the party going to get these people's mind out of the gutter? Don't you think
I'm
so,
just trying to
Neil?
make some money here. I'm not really trying to like change how people think about their life, you know? What, are you some sort of hippie who wants everyone just to get along and have a good time even though the world's falling apart?
I just like to get drunk, man. I just like to have fun.
For that gold you gave us, you could get shit-faced.
I'm gonna walk off the stage and drink wine by myself.
All right. You leave Neil, Ryan, and Brian behind. What about you, Toki? What are you up to?
Just eating food, chilling.
All right. Nothing big.
Not really much. She's kind of stressed. She doesn't want to lie anymore.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Sorry.
All right. Sadly, Daff has been rebuffed by the crowd and by the musicians, unfortunately. Lenny is having a great time with the halflings who really just want to talk about food and the wonderful ways
Lenny
they can
wants to
prepare
talk
it,
about
what's
too.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are getting along famously.
What are their grub scores?
Halflings actually have good grub scores. They average a 13. These individual halflings, the one that you're talking to, whose name is Leek, I believe.
Yeah, mine's only a 14. So
He's got a 14 as well. Look at that.
perfect.
Yeah.
The best
Anyway.
of friends.
Back to Nevitz. You are moving through the town looking for the Stackhouse. You can head back up that street past the peasants. Now you're the beggars, now in your own begging clothes. They don't even bother shaking their cups at you as you walk by. Would you... Shit, this gets complicated. I want you to make me a special type of check. It's going to be a special type of like blending in check. So it's not quite a stealth check. It's going to be more charisma based. Can you roll me like a d20 plus your charisma modifier plus your level?
Wait, was this to me?
Yeah, it's to you.
Okay, roll d20 plus
your
my
charisma mod, plus your level.
modifier, which is 1, plus my level, which I believe we're 6, right? No, we're 5. Still? Right? Yes, okay.
Fuck, dude.
Ooh.
Ooh, very good. So you managed to take on the beggar persona very well. You get like the slow walk, the empty gaze, the slightly hunched back and shoulders, the defeated look. And you can post up in one of these spots with an eye on the Stackhouse. First half day goes no problem. Somewhere a little afternoon, another beggar comes on over to you, dressed similarly. This one is looks to be maybe a half-elf beggar, sort of an unusual thing, and hands you a half loaf of bread.
I nod and
Hey.
thank him. I hold on
What's
to
your
him.
name?
It's been so long, I don't even remember.
What brings you here? I don't recognize you on my street.
I didn't see that you owned this street. I'm here doing the same thing you are, I imagine. Wait, you said this guy was dressed as a beggar? Kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Alright, he shrugs and sits down next to you. Says nothing and just sort of munches on his bread.
He gave me bread for free?
Yeah?
Cool. I'll stash it.
He sees you tuck it away and not eat it and nods to himself like, yeah, wise idea. But he'll take a spot next to you and sort of gaze out over the streets. And after a little while, kind of point to a house vaguely and say, what do you think they're up to?
I don't really care or know what anybody might be up to in this town. More curious what you're up to right now. Why would one beggar sit next to another? Seems as though we only hurt ourselves doing this now.
Yeah, there's not much work on the street. No, just away from the crowds, you know? If I want to make some money, I'll go somewhere else. I'm just tired of the crowds, tired of being stepped on. You get stepped on a lot?
I don't get stepped on. That's why I tend to walk on the side streets.
You must be new.
Why, new to what? Do a lot of people get stepped on around here? What are the troubles of life here in Rahl Wick? Why don't you tell me about them?
you know, trying to ask for whatever you can get. But
Wait, was that a Koibu cough or was that this guy's cough?
that guy's cough.
Okay.
But you know, just you sit down, you shake your cup. Someone doesn't see you, they trot on you. Someone sees you, they intentionally step on you. You know, life's hard down on the bottom.
What is this guy a halfling like me as well?
Half elf.
A half elf. Okay.
Yeah, which is pretty unusual. Half elves usually tend to be people of standing. Their elven blood makes them sort of stand out in people's eyes, and they tend to get treated a little bit better.
Gotcha. I've heard them described. I've heard people use the term. They're the prettiest of humans and the ugliest of elves. Is that accurate in this world?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of talking to him. I'm pretty distrustful of a random guy that comes up on the street and sits next to me. Is there an insight check I can run, or do I keep talking to him, or?
We'll chat with him a little bit, and we'll make an insight
Sure.
check out of the conversation.
Sounds good. Okay. If you have so much trouble here in this city, why have you not left yet?
You know, I ask myself that sometimes, but then I also ask, where would I go? You know, there's a lot of soldiers here, a lot of money floating around. Soldiers aren't want to give it, but if there's money, some of it finds its way to the bottom eventually. What about you? Why are you here?
Oh, I mean, you've seen that dragon flying around here. I mean, as every good beggar knows, a destroyed city is a prime opportunity to find some good possessions, so I guess we'll see how this plays out in the next couple of weeks. Otherwise, I imagine I'll take my leave back to, I don't know, the capital or something.
You got a lot more hope than I do.
How long have you been out here doing this?
Rahl Wick's been my home for a couple years now. 4 years? 5 years? It's hard to tell.
A couple years. How does a half-elf like you end up a beggar on the street for years on end?
Well, a little bit of poverty, a little bit of health issues, a little bit of personal enemies. Once you get to the bottom, it's hard to get back up. Hard to find your feet. The only ways to make money are things I'm not willing to do.
That wasn't like a racial slur or something, was it? Hard to find your feet to a halfling whose feet might be chopped off, or...
It might be an unintentional, you know...
Okay, yeah, because calm down, all right? I imagine there are probably half-elves that have their feet taken from them. Or not half-elves, I'm sorry, halflings that have their feet chopped off if they're homeless, because it's easy to... Yeah, okay. Jeez.
Yeah, definitely. That could be a pretty nasty slur, actually,
Sure.
now that you mention it.
Okay, I'm just checking, sorry. Yeah, as he says this, yeah, okay, I listen. Huh, so what started the great tumble down here to the depths of hell that you find yourself in now? It's not often I see a half-elf begging on the corners of a street.
I had to borrow some money from some people who I could never pay it back to. And they took what I had, what little I had, and kicked me out of town. I came down here to Rahl Wick from Bridgegate, tried to make ends meet, got into a little bit of trouble, started developing this cough that just never went away, and just couldn't find anything. You know, I don't have any skills to speak of, except for the skills that I don't want to use.
The skills that you don't want to use, what does that mean?
Brothels here pay a lot for a half-elf. I'm not interested, though.
You find there to be more dignity standing on a street corner begging for food and sleeping in a hostel every night?
Yeah. I'd rather beg for food than have to put up with what goes on in those buildings.
Well, what about this place here? It seems like nobody's ever in and out of here. I've been standing here for half a day, and it seems like I haven't gotten much. Do any of the people here ever come out of their homes? And I'm kind of like nodding towards the Stackhouse. I imagine that's more or less what I'm sitting next to.
Yeah. You know, they tend to have their butlers go out and get their stuff for them, and now that the city's so clogged with people, they only go out when they've got need to. Usually just to the castle or to each other's houses. You know, travel's kind of slow these days.
Darn. It's usually pretty easy when regulars are walking up and down the street, especially nobility. They love to make themselves feel good by tossing a coin or two our way, but it seems as though the guy that lives here never comes out of his house. Does he not have any friends here?
No, actually, the people tend to visit more. House at the end of the street gets more visitors, but the people there tend to leave less often. They're the host of the party rather than the goers to the party.
When he says at the end of the street, he's talking about the Stackhouse?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think you motion to it, and he
Yeah, I
motioned to it
understand,
as
okay.
well as an example.
We've only been here a short time, I guess. How often do people come to this guy's house?
I don't know. Every day, I'd expect there to be at least one visitor. They throw parties every now and then. You can make some money then, because the visitors don't wanna. How do you say? They don't like looking at us. So when the parties come, the first couple visitors tend to give us some cash to stay out of the way. But don't mention it to the others. We don't want any too big of a pile grouping up.
Yeah, of course. That's why I'm
Just
on
a
one of
few
these
us, they'll
streets in
they'll
the
pay us
first
off,
place
but
is to avoid the others, yeah.
Right.
How often do they throw these parties?
Once a week or so, flaunting their wealth. I think it's every phase of the moon or something. I heard a couple of people talking about how the next full moon was going to be the best party. I don't know.
Interesting. Thank you. You've been a great service to me. I don't know where your kindness comes from, but I do appreciate it.
Hey, man, we down here got to work together. Those people, he says, waving to the houses, are always trying to put us down, put us in our place. If we don't stick together, what are we going to do?
I'd love to agree with you, but it feels like we fight amongst ourselves more than we ever do with them these days. Thank you very much.
He gets the notion that you want to be left alone, and says, well, don't forget to eat your bread, and wanders off, heads down the street, 50, 60 feet, and plops down under the shade of a tree, leaving you by yourself.
Sure. Can I insight this guy?
Yeah, do it.
Wait.
Fairly honest.
What did I roll here?
9.
4?
Yeah, 2 4s.
If I'm trying to determine if a creature is lying, a roll of 7 or lower counts as an 8 for me. So my insight check should theoretically never be lower than, I believe, a 13 is what that should be. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but...
Ooh. On the d20 is a roll of 8. Yeah, okay. So this will be a 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get the impression that there's definitely more to him than meets the eye. That he was talking to try and figure out your intentions here and not just being a friendly face. He's sort of scoping you out to check out your deal. It definitely wasn't as friendly as it seemed on the surface of it.
Okay. And then as he's talking to me, he's never trying to pass a message off in like a coded language that I would understand with my thieves can't, right?
No, he definitely wasn't passing any messages.
Okay. And then as he's sitting next to me, I have a great deal of interest in this guy. Would I be able to find or see like a hidden object or anything on him? Maybe he's holding a weapon that he shouldn't be. If I'm out here in rags, I've taken a great deal of care to cover, like, I imagine that my weapons are jewel encrusted, are very wealthy looking. These would be hidden quite well. I would be curious to see if he has any type of hidden weapons or anything on him as well.
Yeah, give me one of them their perception checks. Yeah, you'll see that he has a dagger tucked into one of his shoes, and he has something between a short sword and a dagger tucked into his the outside of his left thigh within his pants. So it can't really be seen, but when he sits down, like, there's a little bit of an awkward sheath bulge.
Okay.
They call his dick.
As I rolled quite a high perception, I don't know how much you're going to let me do this, would I be able to notice, does the hilt of the blade look very plain, like it's just like a straight whatever thing, or could it have like gems or something that are sticking out a bit ornately in it through the cloth or whatever? Would I be able to pick that detail out?
Yeah, it looks like a fairly regular blade.
Okay.
Nothing to worry about.
Okay, cool.
Nothing
Interesting.
fancy.
All right, yeah, that's all I need.
Okay. Well, you can sit here
Genius.
for the day, and later that evening, you'll see a group of people leaving the house. It is a a captain and 4 lieutenants, officers, all leaving the house. The captain leads the way. The lieutenants fall behind in a chatting manner, not like a hard column. They're not marching. It seems to be more of a social gathering. They'll pass by, ignoring you entirely. You can only hear the briefest of words pass between them. It seems to be some sort of party tomorrow night, the new moon party.
As they are leaving the house and walking down on the end of the street, I'm sorry, I've gimped my character so hard to take these things. I would like to, observant, I should be able to read their lips to see what they're talking about amongst themselves. Can I ascertain what the conversation is about?
Yeah. They are discussing which officers are, what's the right word here? Which officers that they should invite, and they're kind of trying to judge there's a word for like which people are of the right social circle to bring to this. Not necessarily like rank, but of like a similar mindset. There's a term probably I'm missing. You know, the like-minded people to invite to this party.
Sure, the cool people.
Yeah. Suitable people might be the right term.
Okay. Can I get some names here? My goal is going to be that later on I want to try to find these people. So I'm listening for, I want to listen for names of these people, or where I think they might be, like, oh, you know, like, maybe when we get back to the X Tavern, we can talk to that guy who's staying with us, and he can tell us or something like that. Like, I want to hear stuff like that.
Yes. There is apparently some cleric named Janis that they are looking for.
Janis, is that a guy or a girl?
It's a woman.
Woman, okay.
She is a cleric, and they're like, oh, where is Janis staying again? Oh, yeah, I think she's at the Hampton. Yeah. We should definitely go by and get her.
Cool, okay. As they walk by, can I kind of like rattle my can? Sirs, please.
You're invisible to them.
Fuck
The greatest invisibility spell is literally just a beggar's sign. No one will ever see you with that.
Okay. Okay. Are they gone? Okay, as soon as they're gone, I would like to quickly make my way back to the tavern where my party's staying.
All right. You make your way back to the tavern. There's Lenny on the table with the halflings. He's got 2 mugs of beer in each hand, and the halflings are goading him to drink from all 4 mugs at the same time without spilling anything. Lenny, can you do it? Can you drink from 4 mugs at once?
What kind of check is it, is the question.
You sell me on something.
Well, the mugs must be heavy, and I think the hardest part would be able to to hold the mugs, which would be a strength check. To being able to hold them in the correct spot, because like
that sounds like a dex check more than strength.
It's not. No,
that's
it's
not
strength.
Strength. I could hold 4 mugs worth of thing. It's a matter of can you like balance it all in your fingers or whatever.
Do you have the strength to hold them and pour them correct? Is the issue.
For
not
mugs
the dex,
of beer?
Okay? Yeah, for mugs of beer.
What if you
I think
roll
it's
both?
strength, Koibu.
Maybe you have to roll both.
I think it's a dex.
It's a little
one.
bit of strength and dex.
That's definitely a dex check. It's like a strength minimum. Like you have to have at least like 12 strength, but then it's a dex check. Just make the dex check. Why are you so
How
scared?
about Constitution for
It's not
throat
Constitution's for throwing up. Make the goddamn dex check, Moot.
I'll let Koibu call it.
Okay.
If you want to make a strength check for this, we'll let it go with a strength check.
Wow.
That's fine.
It's gotten soft.
You just got to make a really good
14,
strength check.
Not very good.
You know what? You can hold the mugs, and you can pour the beer. But it doesn't feel very good, does it?
No,
Constitution.
Yeah.
it doesn't.
You succeed, Mouton. How do you feel?
Not good. I should have
Feels
done the
cheap,
dex.
doesn't it?
All right, how about the strength is to be able to hold the 4 mugs? I want to do the dex check to not drop a single point of beer.
There we go. All right.
19.
There it is.
Oh,
Look at how easy that was.
Look at him.
Be brave.
Well done. Well
Alright.
done. You managed to drink all 4 beers at the same time without spilling a drop.
Everyone's
The
impressed.
halflings
I hope
are
Leek is-
thrilled.
Yeah.
Wow.
I will
Leek
see
is over
Nevitz
the
come
moon,
in.
dude.
Nevitz, come meet my friend Leek.
Lenny. I nod to Lenny, and then I give a very cold look at the other halfling, and then I move past looking for Toki and Daff.
you find Toki and Daff have managed to huddle around one of these few tables, and there's no more chairs. All the chairs have been moved because it's standing room only.
Sure.
And you find the two of them on a table at the side.
I say to the
I've
two of
been
them, Toki and Daff,
I've
we
been
should
telling Toki jokes the whole time. Puns.
we should go upstairs for a moment and
Not
discuss.
jokes.
I think I have a way into the Kelpochi estate.
Okay.
Okay, be a little quieter. Jesus.
Well,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Being pretty-
They're not
everybody's-
lying anymore?
Yeah, let's go upstairs and chat.
Okay.
You guys head upstairs into your private room.
Okay, as we're in our room. Okay. We know where the Stackhouse is. Apparently they throw parties here every now and then. There's a party coming up soon. I caught wind of a few soldiers coming out that were saying they were looking to invite a cleric called Janis, who's staying over at the Hampton, to one of these parties. Now, Toki, you being a beautiful, noble lady and all, I'm sure you could talk to Janis, maybe get on her good side. If Janis is invited to this party, maybe you could swing an invite for yourself as well. If we can get you inside of the estate, you can do some looking around for us, maybe figure out a good way to get in and out of the estate, or maybe figure out if you can see Kelpochi himself.
Toki does not like
Good idea.
All you have to
You
do,
don't have
Toki.
to necessarily
Toki.
lie. You just have to charm them.
Yeah, it's
You're charming.
It's a cleric, Toki. You just do what you do best. Talk him up. Get invited to the party. Go in. Just take a look around. All you're doing is seeing if there are any obvious ways in and out. Look for any obvious defenses. And see if you can get eyes on Kelpochi. If you could actually see him, that'd be great. But
What if
Yeah.
we dress you up as a noble too? Can we do that?
Well, we're being watched, so we have to assume that we can't really let it be known that, I don't know, we're trying to do anything sneaky, I suppose. So dressing Nevitep as a noble might be a little
What
suspicious.
if I bring up +1? Usually at these parties, they let you bring.
I guess if you could swing it, if you want to ask him, you could. Sure.
Okay.
But you're the
Okay.
priority here.
Yeah.
So if you can't get a
Toki,
+1, at least you have to go.
Yeah, you're the noble, so I mean,
Toki wishes she had never been born a noble more than this very moment. Okay,
Poor Toki.
there are parties at the Kelpochi estate. I'm going to go befriend Janis, charm her, and see if she can invite me to the party as well.
yeah,
Then I'm
step
gonna
by
see
step.
If I can get a +1.
Yeah, so we're going to the Hampton, the tavern. You're going to go in. You're going to try to find Janis the cleric. We should be able to spot a cleric in that bar. Or maybe even, okay, here's what we'll do. I'll go into the
Okay.
bar first. I'll find Janis. I'll sit somewhere at the bar. Give me 5 or 10 minutes and I'll find her. Real easy. I'll point her out, okay? You come in maybe 5 or 10 minutes later. Just kind of look at the direction that I'm pointing, and then you can go and take a seat next to her, start chatting her up, see if you can get you and maybe another friend invited to that party. Sound easy enough?
Toki,
No, absolutely not, but I'll do it.
Toki, if you really feel like you can't do it, I do have a disguise self spell. But I think you can do it. I really do. You just have to believe in yourself.
All you're
What do I
trying to
even
do
talk
is
to her about?
all you're trying to do
I
is
don't-
make friends. Ask her what she's doing here. Ask her how her life's going. Ask her if she has a special man in her life. Ask her if she's looking for a special lady. I don't know what you noble folk talk
Make
about.
her tea or buy her something, or compliment her. Women love compliments. Just compliment her. She'll love you forever.
Or she's a cleric. I'm sure there's some god or whatever that she'd love to rattle on and on about. Ask her about her faith or something.
Yeah,
All-
people love talking about themselves. That's all you have to do. Just get her talking.
Okay, alright.
I believe in you, Toki.
Thanks, Lenny.
And remember, no matter what happens, just know this. We're not killing Janis, okay?
No,
you just
we're
have to
not.
say that. Yeah.
We're not.
Okay. Okay.
Can I get that in a more serious tone?
No, you can't, because that's where we're leaving that.
Okay.
Where is the Hampton at? What time is it? Is it super late at night, or is it fairly early in the evening?
Yeah, it's probably it was evening when those people left, so it's a little bit after evening now that you're back at the inn.
Okay, cool.
You guys can find your way to the Hampton if you'd like. Are you going to grab Lenny on the way out?
We don't really need to. It's up to him. I guess we can ask him if he wants.
If you ask, Lenny will go.
Yeah, I'll kind of walk up to the table and find Lenny with all of his little disgusting halfling friends. Lenny,
Yes.
we're gonna take off now. If you want, you could stay here with your new friends, or you can come with us. It's up to you. We're gonna be heading over to another bar.
I'll come with you guys. My real friends, but these guys were nice.
Aw.
Goodbye, Leek. Goodbye, the others.
Goodbye! Goodbye!
Aw.
Maybe
I'm
I'll
glad
come
you
to
had fun,
visit
Lenny.
Rosewater one day. Try your food.
Oh, yeah. We've got the best turnips in town. And one of the halflings named Turnip goes, yep, they're the best.
Aww.
And, you guys can march on out. Why don't we take our second break right here? And when we come back, we will go to the Hampton. We'll find this woman, and we'll see if we can sneak you guys into a party.
All right.
Okie dokie.
We'll be back.
Woohoo.
Fuck.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Of Dice and Men. You guys find the Hampton, which is a very nice upscale tavern close to the keep, on the main road that leads to the keep. If you're going to walk into this place, you're going to need to probably like clean your ashy, dirty clothes from traveling, because this is the sort of place where everyone's like, the butlers are in tuxedos with black ties and monocles and shit.
Yeah.
This is an upscale
Yeah,
place.
why?
Can I like buy some clothes or clean up?
Yeah, you can do your best to clean them up and make them presentable. It'll make you, it'll take probably like half an hour to like find some brushes and some water and like quickly get off the worst of the ash and whatnot.
There should be like everybody here should be like on somewhat of a level of ashiness, right?
Certainly everyone of your social status is, but the nobles don't travel out into the plains and they just kind of live in their houses, so they don't have too much ash coming their way.
Well, there should
and
be.
they can afford to have people clean their clothes on a daily basis.
Okay, yeah, all right, I got you. Okay.
Yeah. The world is different when you have money.
Amen, brother.
Mm-hmm. So you guys will be like an hour later than you intended, but you can clean up and come on in to this fancy tavern.
Yeah, squad.
Yes, there are people. There is no music here. There are people standing about, sipping cups of coffee on little fancy plates with their little teacups. You know, sipping slightly and chatting to one another. Oh yes, how's your day going? Oh, it's been pleasant, lovely to see you. The bouncer, who is dressed also in like a tuxedo, but has like big burly arms that come out of the sides, sees Lady Toki in her noble air and waves you and your friends through. Although he gives a dirty look to Lenny.
Wait, why? I'm in silk clothes.
Yeah, but you can't hide your birth. You know, you're still the dumb barbarian from the hills, even though you're like fancy, and he can see right through your like.
Okay, we
nice
get it,
riches.
Koibu. You watched Parasite. You
Good.
thought it was a really enlightened movie. Okay, we got it. All right, we go into the bar.
I give him a wink.
It was a pretty good movie, to be fair.
It was
Yeah,
a pretty good movie.
It was okay.
Kind of
super
like a
overrated.
fuck you, like I got out of it. While you're still in it.
Ooh!
So we're going into the Hampton. We're into the Hampton Tavern now, right?
You are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking around. Where's the cleric? The person with the dumb hat? The dumb gods. That's who I'm looking for. Janis.
Well, pretty quickly, you spot a cleric of Voddity standing, talking with the 4 lieutenants and the captain from earlier.
I kind of like nudge Toki. That one over there. The dumb cleric lady. When she's done talking to those 4 guys, you need to move in, you need to work your Pichu magic, okay? You need to make her your friend, and you need to get an invite to that party. Do you think you
I've
can do
never
it?
seen her before, right? You?
She's not the old lady,
You
yeah?
don't recognize? Okay.
She's not the old lady that you saw. Give me
Okay,
a
just-
charisma check to see if you might recognize her from somewhere.
Okay.
Can you please just roll?
No, you definitely don't recognize her.
Okay. Alright.
Wait, she rolled a charisma save.
Same.
Same thing.
The same thing. Alright. Can I just... Is she still talking?
She is chatting with the soldiers, and the lieutenants seem a little eager in their conversation. The captain is standing more passively, listening to what's going on. And after a few minutes, the lieutenants are sent away by the captain, and the captain and the cleric are chatting amongst themselves quietly and politely. The lieutenants have gathered over in a corner near some windows, talking amongst themselves as a butler comes around and says, "Excuse me, lords and ladies. Might I fetch you something from behind the bar?"
I'll order some wine.
"Right away, sir."
Your
Like
finest
some,
ale. Dwarven. Hopefully.
Some
Of course.
water with a bit of lime.
Lime water.
No, rum in it?
Ah, yes, water and rum.
No. For me, no.
Of course. And you, sir? She says to Nevitz.
Nabbit looks uninterested, and then I look back. I don't need anything to drink, thank you.
Right away. And he fetches you your drinks. They come promptly, and you can stand in your little quadrad speaking.
Yay.
It doesn't look like she is being left alone. It looks like the captain is there chatting with her. The two of them are facing like outwards together as if they're, a unit or
Okay.
something.
Alright, so Toki. Alright, wish me luck. She
Good luck.
approaches the priestess and the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, I'm so terribly sorry to interrupt. Might I conversation?
The captain nods and says, farewell, mother. I'll see you another time. Mother being the honorific for a cleric, and walks off, giving you two privacy. And she smiles at you and says, my dwarven lady, what may I do for you?
Hi, my name is Toki Pichu, and you are... Your name?
My name is Mother, Lana. Mother Lana.
That was Janis.
Mother Janis, yes, sorry. I forgot my own name for just a moment.
Wait, did she really do that, or
Logical
was that like an out of character
Nope.
mistake?
DM was stupid.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
Oh, okay, I was like so confused.
That's okay.
Mother Janis.
Oh, I thought you were looking down at...
Oh, no, I'm writing notes so I don't forget it.
Oh, okay, I was like, wait. So this is quite a nice tavern. As a noble, I'd like to, go to places where other nobles maybe gather. Do you know anywhere
Yes.
like that? I'm kind of a little bored, getting a little fancy.
There are quite a few nice taverns around town if you're new here. The Hampton is one of my favorites. I spend most of my summers here. What sort of places do you prefer?
Oh, well, back in my hometown, we used to throw these great parties every week. I've been kind of missing that lately. I haven't been able to find one.
Well, I don't throw any parties of my own. The temple won't permit me to, but from time to time I know of one. Perhaps I could introduce you to one of the other people in town and see if you can't worm your way into an invite, she says warmly.
Do you get invited often to these things?
Yes. A cleric of my stature tends to be invited around. I'm from actually one of the outlying villages, but let's say my services are called for all around the country. Tell me, which god do you most look up to?
Which god?
Or goddess?
Well, I've been trying to look up more on goddess Verasi. Sorry, I didn't laugh.
Really?
That was me.
You're not
Yes,
just saying that because I'm wearing her colors, are you?
Oh, are you? I'm sorry. I'm quite new to this.
Tell me, what is it that attracts you to the goddess of death?
Well, recently I've been going through some hard times in life, and certain events made me realize that nothing is permanent.
This is true. Everything dies.
And I feel like death has such a negative connotation. Having,
I'm sorry, you're cutting out there. I couldn't quite understand you.
I said that death is something that we all have in common anyway. Bad connotation attached to it.
Yes.
Anyway,
Perhaps
I do admit... Oh,
you
sorry,
would be,
go ahead.
well, there are a few of us that are like-minded with you, that it's all coming to an end, and the impermanence of it is somewhat of a maddening thing. Tell me, have you taken any vows before to any deities?
No, never. I'm exploring different paths and seeing where my life ends up, really. Trying to find some meaning, I guess.
In the background, as they're having this conversation, I'd be seated somewhere in the bar where I can kind of see both of them talking. Just need eyes on them. That's it. Okay.
Sure. While you guys are seated, a person, a gentleman, older gentleman, will approach Daff and say, "You there, young sir?
Yes.
Is that a violin I see?"
Yes.
Ah,
It is.
Lovely. Are you, working here or something?
I'm actually accompanying my lady over there, and I want to gesture to Toki. But I could play something for you if you
Right,
like.
right. He interrupts you completely, like
Okay,
an
awesome.
arrogant
Yeah.
asshole that he is.
Okay, yeah.
My young daughter would love to take violin lessons, and I've been looking for a good teacher. Would you be interested in taking a job
Well, how do you
teaching
know
my
it?
daughter?
How do you know I'm a good teacher?
If you're in this tavern, you must be worthy of something.
I'd be interested for the right price. And
Why don't we say 20 gold a month? That should more than cover your expenses and needs.
a month,
It's a
I
generous
can-
offer.
I can get her taught in a week. I can get her playing violin like she's never played before in a week.
No, you can't.
In a week, you say?
Experience.
That's some sort of lesson. This isn't some snake oil you're selling me, is it?
Well, I mean, I want to play my violin.
Give me a performance check.
Okay. Let me see if I can add anything to it. Oh, can I? Okay, can I use my bardic inspiration to make it sound better to him? Like, give him inspiration? Is that?
Unfortunately, bardic inspiration affects everyone but you. You cannot give it to
No,
yourself.
I mean to him. Like, if I were to inspire
Oh.
him, would it make him like the song better?
He would have to choose to roll the bardic inspiration on his enjoyment check of your music, which would be a weird thing.
Okay, fine. I can't inspire him without consent.
Right.
I'm gonna use my inspiration for this.
Okay. Woo!
Okay, I got
22. Very good.
Oh.
You perform beautifully. He says, "My God, man, that was beautiful. I haven't cried since my daughter was born, and that made me well up a little bit. Come by my house tomorrow morning, and you have a job." He gives you instructions to his place of residence, which is just down the street from the Stackhouse.
All right, you got yourself a deal. I didn't catch your name,
My name is Lord Umbridge.
Mr. Umbridge, or sir.
Lord
We call Lord.
Umbridge.
Lord. Yeah. Okay. Sure. And then we can discuss a proper price and time later at your house. You know, I wouldn't like to discuss such events at such a nice.
No. I hate to even discuss any business over drinks in such a fine establishment.
Yes.
I saw the violin and I had to come and ask.
Well, I'll see you then, Lord Umbridge.
And your name? Good player?
Daff.
Daff. What a strong name.
What can I say? Got a strong violin hand. I want to go drink wine.
I suppose. All right. Back to Toki. The cleric looks at you and says, "Well, there are a group of like-minded individuals that have joined my church in sorts of ways. My, how do you say? My flock? If you would like, we could talk sometime. Probably in a more private setting about your dreams and futures and aspirations. I think the goddess of death, Varasi, has many things to offer you that you might like."
That sounds very generous of you. If you could teach me or guide me in some way.
It is a two-way street. I help you and you help me, and together the flock goes strong. I have quite a few worthy members within that I shepherd.
I would be honored to be part of this.
Tell me, ma'am, from where does your family hail? I don't quite recognize your accent.
Rahl Wick.
Oh, that's quite a ways away.
I'm a bit of a traveler myself, always looking for meaning, parties even, you know? Fun.
Meaning parties fun, yes, well.
Well, it's all, you know, what does it matter if we're all gonna die anyway, am I right?
Well, not to be too gauche, but there is a certain financial obligation needed to meet my gathering people. And I wouldn't want to pry into your personal finances, but it is a costly thing to join us.
Oh, how much?
Well, specific numbers are, unimportant, but just so that you're aware, this isn't open to just anyone. One must be firm of heart, mind, and be able to provide for each other. This is a communal effort here.
Like a, what does he call it? Teeth? I don't know. I don't pronounce it.
A tithe.
Tithe, my bad. Teeth, fuck.
Close enough.
Yes, it's a manner of tithing.
Could I have a rough estimate?
Oh.
No.
I mean, in addition to the, what do you call it? The rite of passage, which is the true cost we all must pay, there's a 10% per month of whatever your holdings are in order to better the flock. The storm is coming, as they say, and one way or the other, the goddess of death will profit off of this, and her followers shall transcend these changes of time together.
Interesting. If you don't mind, this all sounds very, very fascinating. I'd love to keep, talking with you, meeting up with you, to really explore this option. Because the 10% is no problem on my end.
Well, do you have any special skills or resources?
I'm a druid.
Ooh. That is a useful thing to have. It's not often to come into to see a noble druid. Very few born into one life choose the other. That sounds like a fascinating story.
Difficult life story that I'd love to tell you all about over a drink sometime.
Please. There's no time like the present.
Shit. How do I... well, why don't we both have a shot?
Of course.
It's
Nothing like alcohol to kill the nerves. And she orders you both a shot of tequila.
Alright. Can I, pretend to drink it? Am I good at pretending?
It'll be a deception check. I don't know if you want to get caught not drinking.
You know what? Never mind. Toki can handle it. Let's go.
All right. You both take your shot of tequila. She sits down, motions to the chair beside her, and says, "Tell me, how is it that you came to kill part of yourself and embrace another part?"
Well, I was always the black sheep of my family, parents never really approved of the path I took. You must admit it's quite strange for a noble druid to be one.
Certainly.
I guess that's why I've always been kind of confused about my identity, trying to find meaning. Can I ask for another shot?
Yes.
Every time I tell a story, I want her to take a shot too.
Okay, she will happily drink with you throughout this process.
Is she I want her drunk.
Well, the two of you will probably get drunk at an equal rate, maybe her a little bit faster. You are a dwarf with pretty high con. She's got fairly average con, so...
Well, she's if she's drinking, she must find things funnier than usual, right? I want to tell her childhood, and that one time I hit this broomstick from it. Oh, she was so angry, shit like that, But one thing I do miss, from back then I do miss the parties. However, my mother used to host them a lot, and I guess that's one of the things from my childhood or from the past that I miss. I know how shallow this all may sound to you, a priestess.
No, not at all. There are many things in life that seem shallow one day, but from another perspective, I have quite a bit of depth to them. They say parties are sort of frivolous nonsense, but the truth is parties are a way for us to bond together as units, to deepen our trust and respect for one another.
I
And in
agree.
fact, there's a
Tend to me-
party
sorry.
tomorrow night that I think you might be interested in. Typically, I ask my patrons, my desired patrons, to wait a while and undergo some chit chat before I bring them into the fold. But you have already chosen to upturn your life before. It's not it's the sort of decision that most people feel like they want, and then they go through it and realize they don't. But you've done it once before, so you might be the right person. Have you ever considered being born again?
This doesn't seem like the right party, guys. Born again. What does that mean? You
There's
mean
a party tomorrow night. If you wish to join us, I can get you an invite. You can come as my guest, and and that way you can come to the party and take the oath and go through the rite of passage and be born again under the goddess Vorasi.
fuck? Where is this party held? If I can.
The Stackhouse on the other side of town.
The Stackhouse on the other side of town. And what time?
Tomorrow evening, just as the sun sets.
Tomorrow evening, sunset.
Which happens to be the same time the moon sets, for tomorrow is the new moon. Not that you would see it.
This is a
Like a
different
moonset.
party, right, Neil?
No, this is the same party.
The same party. What the fuck?
Yeah, they do parties at every major phase change in the moon, and the new moon is one of the two big phase changes.
You know, I'd love to attend if you would so have me.
Are you willing to change your life? To see it from a new perspective? To embrace permanent change?
Toki takes another drink. She's like kind of
She,
caught
like-
up in this.
She puts her hand on her drink like, I'm sorry, I can't do anymore.
Oh, it's fine. No, you know, why not? It's time for a change, I think.
Splendid, splendid. Why don't you meet me here at sundown and we'll go together?
Sounds amazing. Thank you so much, Janis.
Please, please. LilyPichu, each one of us joining together makes the lot stronger and stronger. And a druid as yourself would be a wonderful addition to our team. Is it too much to ask if I could see your druidic powers in motion? Could you shape change into a cat?
I could, but can I save it for tomorrow? I drank a little bit. I'm not
Of
very
course.
good at handling my powers when I have a little
Of course, I
alcohol
wouldn't
inside
want
me.
you to turn into a werewolf or something by
Of course,
accident.
that'd be so scary. Well, I'm so glad to
Although-
have met you. Found perhaps a friend.
Can you turn into a werewolf?
Wouldn't you like to know? I don't think I can turn into a werewolf. I can't, right? That's animal. No.
No,
Only
you can only
animals.
do natural animals, yeah.
Turn
Ah.
into a wolf.
A wolf? Well, that's almost as good. Tomorrow, then.
I will see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Alright.
Back to the rest of the group.
Toki's gonna
Lenny.
stumble away.
Lenny.
Toki stumbles away. Lenny, you're chatting with the others who are all keeping an eye on the conversation when someone accidentally bumps into you and spills your beer.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I'm not the old Mr. Moon, Koibu. He's gonna fight in a tavern. I'm the new Mr. Moon. He's just chill with it. And I'll order another beer.
Oh, I'm sorry, good sir. I didn't mean to spill that.
No problem. You get me another?
Of course, of course. My, that's a Strong arm you've got there.
Yes.
Right, I'll get you another. He flags down a butler who brings you a drink.
Good.
No baiting you tonight, is there?
No. Unbaitable.
Okay. The party can gather together and speak amongst yourselves freely.
Toki stumbles back. Drunk. Guys, I think I signed up to a cult.
Oh.
Are we in a more private area?
You can leave the tavern if you would like and go out into the city streets.
Okay.
Listen, Toki, I don't really recommend fucking around with gods, alright? Whatever you're getting yourself into, you should get yourself out of really fucking quick, alright?
She invited me to a party tomorrow.
Well, that's great.
Sundown, sunset, or something. But it sounded like a cult.
Did they say whether or not you could bring a +1, or is it just you, Toki?
It's just me. But I'm not sure I'm comfortable going. She said I had to swear my life away. Toki is distraught.
Nevitz, maybe instead of going to the party, it's easier to just go at night.
Well,
you're
I mean,
very
at the very
sneaky.
least, it'd be nice to have Toki go in and just get a free peek around at things. That would be amazing.
Can't they
Yeah,
go
no,
in
no,
and
Toki.
turn into like a...
Oh, yeah, that's true.
What'd you
She
say,
could
Toki?
I could just turn into a small animal. Spy around that way too. I don't have to like be in there.
We could.
Druids
Okay.
make excellent scouts. You could start
Druids
out
make
whatever's
excellent
ahead of
everything.
you.
The only scary thing is that if somebody sees a stray mouse or something and tries to crush you, and you get discovered inside the residence, you'll certainly be detained, interrogated,
Mice are
possibly
very
Can you turn
executed.
into something even smaller, like a spider?
You can't turn to insects, right?
I think we decided
Nothing
against
too
that.
small. Nothing like the size of a daddy long legs, but a mouse. I think a mouse is as slow as we'll go.
Have you ever tried to step on a mouse, Nevitz? They're too quick. It won't happen.
Perhaps for you, Lenny, but a mouse isn't too quick for me. Come on.
You want to bet?
I would like to bet. Do you like to bet?
I will bet, yes.
What would you like to
If we
wager,
ever see
Lenny?
a mouse,
Yeah?
if we ever see a mouse in our journey, I will give you... And he'll search his assortment of stuff. This. And he'll pull out the coolest gem. The gem that sparkles the most, that's Lenny's favorite. My favorite gem that I hold on to. Party.
And what can I wager against that, Lenny?
Just your honor. I know you can't step on a mouse.
Okay, Lenny. Anytime you see a mouse, point it out to me, okay?
Will do. Tell me if we see a mouse, Koibu. Lenny's gonna be on the fucking lookout.
There are plenty of rats in the city streets.
Oh, point out a rat. Go catch it, Lenny, or Nevitz, and I'll laugh.
Do we really see a rat?
Yeah, it's a dirty city in medieval times. It's rat infested.
How does throwing +2 weapons work?
The
Plus two.
same way as it works with regular weapons.
But I mean, like when you throw a weapon that's +1 or +2, is that, do you get the bonus to hit with it thrown?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lenny points out a rat, and I immediately eye it. I remove my dagger from its pouch, toss it into the air, and then I grab it from its tip, and I just whoosh, throw it right at a rat. What do I need? What DC?
attack roll.
What am I looking for to hit?
The rat is very small,
Okay.
but it has no armor on it. So its AC is probably going to be in the 18 range because it's just so small and fast and tiny.
I will use my inspiration for this because I'm feeling quite inspired to hit this, Koibu, okay?
Okay.
Hold on, I'm just eyeing the rat very carefully. No, I'm not. I just throw it because I know I'm gonna
Yeah. You skewer the rat
boom
with a dagger.
right through its belly. Yes.
Nevitz, I said stomp on it. I said you have to stomp it, not throw your dagger at it.
Doesn't want to turn into a rat?
Oh my god.
I said you had to catch it or stomp it, not just hit it.
Well, Toki, would you rather go in yourself or like a mouse?
Oh man, she doesn't like both these options. On one hand, it's or something they were talking about.
Wait, you keep cutting out.
And stuff. Goddess of death at Toki. I don't know what I signed up for. On the other hand, if I turn into a mouse, dead.
Miss
Right.
Toki,
Toki, just go through the party. You're fine.
Well, what if we stay close by and Nevitz tries to keep
We
tries to
absolutely
keep
can't
lookout?
go inside. We're not going to be allowed to help her once she's in. She's going to be completely on her
Nevitz,
own.
I love Toki, but I don't think that she can handle her way through a death cult party.
I think that Toki can handle more than we're all giving her credit for.
Man, this is the worst. God.
Toki,
Wait,
do you feel confident in it, Toki? It's up to you. Ultimately.
Toki, all you have to do is go inside, take a look around. If they tell you that you're not comfortable, or if you tell them you're not comfortable, I'm sure they'll let you leave.
Do
I just
cults
think-
let you leave, Nevitz?
Well,
Nevitz, I just think she could sneak in as a rat. It doesn't. No one is going to be throwing magic daggers at it. On
Does
average.
she know? Does she know you're a druid?
Yes, and she also asked me if I'd like to be born again.
I mean,
Which
worst
is
case scenario, if
awesome.
you're inside
Well-
and you're uncomfortable, you could disappear behind a corner, turn into a rat, and scamper on out. If being in there as a rat
That's
is
true.
safe, then you could just leave as a rat as well, right?
Yes. Or you could always go in as a rat if you don't want to go in at all. I like Nevitz's idea, but you could go in as a rat and
I
if
would
they
like to
catch
say that
you-
I've picked up my dagger, by the way. I don't know if I need to verbally say that. Okay, I'm not just leaving that on the fucking ground for some hobo to walk off.
Nevitz,
with.
what's the
appreciate you
issue for
saying
her? Why doesn't
If-
she just go in tonight? She gets shapes back tomorrow, and then she could do the party tomorrow.
It's all about upsides and downsides, Lenny. The upside of her forming connections inside this party is amazing. What if she makes friends here that can get us into other places later?
That's true.
Friends with the people of the goddess of death. and
Friends
a-
with the people that might know the people that might know Kelpochi, the very man that we're after here. Her scampering in and out as a... Also, downsides. The worst thing that could possibly happen here is she gets uncomfortable, she has to turn into a rat or a bat and either scamper off or fly away. That's fine. But the upsides
Alright.
here, maybe she sees Kelpochi himself. Maybe she sees a hidden way that we can get in or out of the castle or the estate. I mean, there's
I
so
think
much...
that's. You bring up a good idea about upsides. Why doesn't she just go in tonight as a rat, look around, and then if she doesn't find any hidden entries or anything, then we go tomorrow and do the same plan.
Well, Lady
She goes to
Pichu
the
here
party.
can only transform so many times. I don't know if we're
Not
going to waste...
true.
Well, okay,
It's on a
here's
short
what
rest.
I
Is
think
it?
you should do.
Wait, are her
Is,
transforms on a short rest or a long rest?
Yeah, they are.
Short
They're on
rest.
short rest. Toki, this is what I think you should do, okay? I think you should go in, make friends like Nevitz said, and then slip away as a rat because they probably won't let you go if you say you're uncomfortable. And then the next day you can give her some sob story about how you weren't sure and how you want to maybe try again and plead with her. Plead with her.
Miss Toki, there's no reason not to go in and scout tonight.
Yeah, if you
As
want to,
well.
Toki, you can do it. But if you get caught, you will be killed, and none of us can help you.
If she gets caught tomorrow, she'll be killed, and none of us can help her.
Well, I have a spell that's very loud if we need a distraction for
We're
everyone
not
to go.
gonna. That will be on your own, Daff, and I will be finding new employment. I'm not prepared to fight my way through an estate of armed soldiers in one of the most heavily armed cities, patrolled by more soldiers than any other city we've been in, save the capital. We cannot fight here. It's not going to happen.
No, I mean not for fighting, just for distraction.
And you think they're simply going to walk away from her to investigate a thunderclap outside?
Miss Toki, if you want to, I think you would be completely safe if you went in tonight as a rat and looked around a little. If anything, you'd be more safe tonight when it's not guarded as with many people and there's not a whole party. You can also go tomorrow, but I think that there's no reason for you not to go today. But I won't press it if you're uncomfortable.
It's up to you, Lady Pichu.
I
So,
didn't click it.
Lenny wants me to inspect it tonight. Nevitz wants me to go tomorrow, right?
I'm only looking out for your safety,
Wait,
Lily. Or
You can go
Toki.
tomorrow as well. I just think that there's no reason not to inspect it tonight
And
as well.
okay, I don't know.
Well, it's up to you, Toki. Do you think you can get in and out as a rat without any chance of being seen?
I have pass without trace too, right? I can cast it before I turn into an animal. Right?
Ooh, that's a really good question. If you cast a spell, firstly, is that a concentration spell?
Wait,
It's not.
It's not?
I'm pretty
Wait.
sure it's not.
If you
Yeah,
cast a
concentration.
spell that modifies somebody like that and then they turn into an animal, do they retain the properties of that spell?
So if you were to cast Pass Without Trace on someone and then they were to
Shapeshift.
transform, I don't see why it would leave them.
I don't know if they just count as like a different entity or some weird thing like that. Okay.
Seems fine to me.
Okay.
I think that would work well, Toki.
Well, if you want to, Toki, it's up to you.
I could, then I. Okay, then I lose a spell slot, but
Just one, yes.
just one.
That's the whole point of spell slots, is to lose them.
So
Amen.
what am
Maybe
I?
we should hold on. Sorry.
I'm going to Stackhouse?
Yes.
And what am I looking for exactly? Just
So you're going to be looking for any secret ways that we can get in and out of the estate. You're going to be looking for any particularly well-guarded rooms, places. You're going to be trying to get eyes on Kelpochi. We really want to see where he's at. If you can see him anywhere at this party, maybe he's the party host, or maybe if you feel he's locked away somewhere. You want anybody that's making mentions of Kelpochi. You want to listen really carefully if you can hear anybody talk about him or mention him. Yeah, these are the things you're looking for. So a way in and out, and then any reference to Kelpochi or where he may be staying.
okay. Do it.
Do you go tonight?
Should go tonight, right when there's no
As
other
you
people.
make this discussion, that the lady, Mother Janis, steps out of the Hampton tavern and into an awaiting carriage that was sort of like parked up the street a little bit. Doesn't look like she notices the party as she exits the building, or doesn't pay attention to you, but steps into the carriage, which trots off down the street, taking her away. Just a side note, you can continue your conversation.
I think you should go tonight, Miss Toki. And
Wait,
cast
do we
Cast-
notice her leaving?
That's why I mentioned it to you.
Okay, so we did notice her. Wait, how fast? These carts move at a leisurely rate, right? Like they don't just like gallop off, do they? Or how quickly do they move?
No, they trot down the street, so you would have to do a slight jog to keep up. But
Okay.
It would not be
Yeah,
difficult.
as I see this come out, I quickly said to my party, wait a second, I thought she was supposed to be staying at this hotel tonight. That was the whole reason we came, this tavern. Maybe it's best to find out where she's heading. I'll meet you guys back here. It probably makes sense for me to follow alone, unless all of you want to come. Although that might be harder to be stealthy. But I start jogging down the street. Do I do a stealth check, or I don't really want to be seen?
First, I see if anyone else follows you,
No.
or if you're by yourself.
Probably better if he goes.
Okay. Before I leave, I'll meet you back at the tavern that we were originally staying at. We're not staying at the Hampton. We were at a different one. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You can take a jog after it. You don't need to make a stealth check. There are no rear view mirrors on carriages, so if you are following directly behind it, someone would have to literally look out the back window at you.
Okay.
And so don't worry about a stealth check. You can just jog behind it as it heads down the hill, and then around and heads over to a small temple over near the south gate of town. The carriage stops here. The mother steps out. The carriage pulls away and sort of around a corner to a little barn-looking area. And mother walks up the temple steps, through the open door, into the temple, leaving the doors wide open behind her. Temples rarely close their doors.
Okay. This is a temple of Veracity, or just a general all-purpose temple?
It's a general all-purpose temple.
Okay.
All-purpose temple.
Does the cart leave, or does it remain there?
It goes around the corner to a stables area.
Can I try to sneak in just to see what she's doing? Is she on her knees praying? Is she communicating with anyone? Do I hear anybody talking?
Yeah, you can step in. You can see a bunch of worshippers are on their knees making prayers to the various gods. She sort of picks her way around the outside of the crowd and then through a door on the back left side of the temple, which she closes behind her.
The door, is this leading outside, or is it a door that is still within the temple?
It's an internal door.
Okay. Can I, how possible is it, just imagining the inside, for me to sneak up and place my ear to the door? Is this going to be incredibly obvious to everyone else there, or?
It'll be a little obvious to everyone there. If we pull up this image again.
Okay, this guy.
Yeah, she heads up over here. So it would be a little obvious because the door is in between the shrine to Chis and the shrine to Reluna. So there's no reason to stop at that door in particular.
Okay. Do I still, can I don my beggar's clothes again?
Yeah, you can step outside, throw your pack off your shoulders, switch your clothes out,
Sure.
change in the alleyways.
And then can I kind of just slowly work my way into the temple and just kind of hobbling around and take a seat kind of sort of outside this door, but maybe close enough so that maybe I can hear?
What do you mean?
like I imagine that like oftentimes homeless people make their ways into churches and they sometimes sit in a pew or something, or maybe sit in a side or corner or whatever. Easy place to take shelter. Can I wait? Is this still on the map somewhere? Or did you take this off?
Oh, I'm sorry, I took the map off.
Yeah. Can I sit outside, maybe like a few feet away from the door, with kind of like my back to the wall, maybe almost looking like I'm resting? See if there's anything I can hear. Is she talking to someone or doing anything like that?
Yeah, make me the world's greatest perception check to hear through the door from a few feet away.
Man, it sure would be nice if I had inspiration here, but for some reason it's gone. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a solid door. All you can hear are the murmurings of people. Lots of people praying to Martha for mercy, Stare for guidance, Velmontarius for justice in these hard times, and a few people praying to Verasi for quick deaths should Scoria come.
Okay.
Nobody to tempo.
When you said I hear murmuring, were you referring to the people out here, or do I hear murmuring from inside that room as well?
No, just the people in here. You don't hear any murmuring from that room.
Okay, I'll just sit here until she comes out. Or I want to sit for 1 hour at least. Does she come out in that time?
She does not come out. The people change. Some other priests come out of that door and tend to the people here. The head priest or head cleric comes out, tends to some people, offers alms, helps guide people through their prayers, answer questions. But she is not seen again in that hour.
Okay, can I wait 1 more hour until most of the people have cleared out? Imagine it's getting quite late, if it's not already quite late.
Yeah, it's now into the around midnight time. Most people are gone. There's a few people who have trickled in. You get approached by the head cleric, who walks up to you, says, "My son, is there something I can help you with?"
I'm sorry, priest. I'm only looking for a place to sleep inside for the night. Perhaps if I tithe some of my earnings for the day, I can take rest in here until the morning?
Nonsense. Please, rest as you need.
I nod my head.
He leaves you alone, and a few minutes later actually brings you a pillow for you to sit on.
Oh, nice. Okay. And then I just want to wait for him to leave, and I want to wait for everyone to be gone, Koibu.
Yeah, it looks like the church probably won't empty out fully tonight. People leave, and there'll always be like 1 or 2 people lurking around. Various soldiers getting off duty will come in. This is the temple right near the south gate, so there's a lot of traffic in and out of here.
Is there ever a
There's
time?
going to be a couple of folks around.
Okay, so I'm trying to. I don't know in terms of how large this temple would be, but is there ever a time? I've been in a lot of churches, Koibu. Okay. Sometimes these are pretty big places. There might be a couple people in, but they can't see the entire church. There must be at like some point in time where maybe like somebody is off, like in. So you said they're in the top left corner, right? Maybe somebody is down here on the bottom right, looking at a statue of Rossi or Bellum or some shit or whatever. Maybe I can sneak over and very quickly attempt to pick this lock.
Yeah, these black borders right here indicate solid stone walls.
Yes.
So if you're over here, you would not be able to see anyone.
That's what I want. I want to wait for a moment where I can quickly walk up and attempt to pick a lock.
Yeah, absolutely. You walk up, you go to the door, and it's unlocked already.
Oh, can I just like take a look inside? Is it just the sleeping?
Yeah.
Cleric?
You open the door. I'll need you to make me that stealth check now. Yeah. You slip open the door, poke your head in. You see rows of beds with various priests and clerics sleeping in them.
Okay, I close and leave. I go back to the tavern with the party.
Okay. Rest of the party, you have made your way back
Wait.
to the first tavern.
Before I leave, can I pick up that pillow that was given to me and then place it outside the head priest's headquarters and place 1 gold piece beneath it? Or rather, like, inside, I don't know if there'd be a pillowcase, but I would say beneath it, so that if he picks it up, he's the only one that would see the gold piece.
Okay.
Okay,
Done.
cool. Got it. I just subtracted 1 from my turn. All right. Okay, yeah, and then back to my party.
Okay.
Yo.
Does anyone remember the name of the tavern you're staying at?
Starts with an H. The Hampton? Oh, the
No,
other
no,
one?
No, the
other
Hampton's a
one.
nice one. I have no fucking idea.
I thought, is LilyPichu gonna go check it out?
Oh, LilyPichu's gonna check out the Stackhouse tonight. Yeah. All right, LilyPichu. You head to the Stackhouse.
Oh,
Cast your pass
Here we
without a trace
go.
and everything, Miss Pichu.
What?
Your pass without a trace, you said.
Yeah, I'll cast it right before.
Okay. So you make your way through the streets. That's much
Wait.
quieter now that it's after dark.
Can we
Yes,
give
Steph?
her? Can we give her some kind of signal in case she needs our help for something? I don't know how we would be able to help her. Can you guys think of anything?
You could give her bardic inspiration.
Do I know when they expend bardic inspiration? It only lasts 10 minutes. Oh fuck.
She's fine.
Well,
This isn't a big
Okay.
deal.
Okay, she's fine. Sure. Just, I mean, worst case scenario, you have to make a loud bird call, and we'll be listening for it. Okay, so
Sure.
just go ahead. We'll look out for you, Toki. You'll be fine.
All right. You arrive up the curved street at the base of the Stackhouse. You can see the stone walls, the bronze gate. There's only a little bit of starlight lighting your way, so it's actually very, very dark right now. You're dwarfs, you've got infravision, so for you it doesn't matter. It's quite lit, actually.
Mhm.
What are you gonna do?
Alright, first... I will do pass without trace, just in case.
Okay.
On myself, and then turn into a mouse.
You cast Pass Without Trace. What is the duration?
It's in 1 hour. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 hour. Ooh,
Yeah.
I still have this spider... If I drink the spider potion before I turn into...
You're cut out there, but I think you're saying you'll still be... Yes, you will still have the ability to spider climb when transformed.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna use
Wait,
that.
wouldn't it be better to just...
What?
Can't you just turn into like a bat and fly? Do you
I
have to...
can't fly.
Oh, no flying
What
creatures?
No, I'm not the level yet to fly.
You can turn into a cat, right?
I can turn into a cat, but that's...
Are you allowed to
More
transform into creatures of
conspicuous.
any age, or do they have to be a similar age of you?
Age is not mentioned in the requirements.
Well, so for instance, kittens have incredible mobility up and down walls if they are like clothed. It's ridiculous. I didn't know this, but like I owned a baby kitten once, and if you have curtains, they can literally just walk up the fucking wall. It's ridiculous. But if you're a full cat, you can't do that. But I don't know if you're a druid, if you're 80 years old, can you transform into an animal that's like a kitten or something? Is that possible?
If I can turn into a mouse, I don't see why I can't turn into a...
I don't know. I've never considered the age of the creature you turn into.
I've seen
I
kittens.
suppose. Yeah, I suppose you could turn into a kitten or an old cat.
Okay, that would just be just to save the potions, but we could also use it too. It's okay.
Could she turn into a spider? Like legitimately, like a tarantula, or?
She could turn into a tarantula. It would just be much more slow going as a tarantula. There's not a lot of escape options.
I don't know if
Yeah,
tarantulas can climb walls.
Climb on walls? I'm not sure.
Can they?
Maybe it says
I mean-
they can, so.
If tarantulas,
I think they
I know
can
that
climb
if
on certain
tarantulas
types of
fall
walls.
off of high places, they just go splat and die. They're not like spiders at all. Like if you're holding a tarantula in your hand and you drop it on the floor, it will die. Like they're really, it's not like a normal spider. Like they just go splat. But I don't know. Okay, yeah, figured it's your.
It's
your character.
Because if you see a tarantula, people will want to kill it. But if you see a kitten, people will be like, "Aww," right?
Yeah, well, you can turn into any animal you've seen. That's of the CR requirements and lack of flying requirements. And some walls creatures can climb pretty easily. Some walls creatures can't climb. You know, like
I'm gonna turn
if it's
into
a
a
sheer.
cute kitten.
You become a kitten. What's your coloring?
It's like a very cute orange tabby cat sort of kitten.
Roll cuteness score.
Yeah, roll hotness.
What?
Hotness.
Roll
That's
cuteness.
cuteness. Same
What do you
thing.
mean by oh, that's the
Weird
same
champ.
thing? Oh my god, you're gonna get weird champ so
Yes.
hard. Make sure to keep the kitten away from Lenny, Jesus.
You can be a cute kitten. And you are. Go for it.
Alright, I can squeeze in through the gate, right?
Yep.
Or...
You easily walk in through the gate. You did not take the spider climb potion, right?
No.
Okay.
You did cast Pass Without a Trace, yes?
Yes.
All right. You are passing without a trace as a cute kitten.
Can I circle the area, see if there's any way to go in besides the front door?
There are many ways into this house. There are windows on each and every floor. There's the front gate. There's like a little side door to a little side garden, and there's a back door as well.
Okay.
And then there are balconies.
Can I jump to one of the windows? Are they open?
The second story windows or the ground story windows?
Probably the ground story. Can I even reach the second story? How high is
No,
this?
you couldn't reach the second story as a kitten. No. The ground windows are. It's a warm summer night, so I think there are probably a few windows that are cracked open a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to, quietly jump up, peer inside first before deciding if.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you
hop
talk,
up
your mic
to-
cuts off like right at the end, Lily. I don't know why. Just sometimes.
What? That's so weird. Okay, hold on.
Like we missed the very end of what you said, just in
Okay,
case you'd say
this should
something
be good
important. Yeah.
Okay.
You hop up onto the window. You can peer on inside. You seem to be in a hallway of sorts that runs the length of this wall.
Alright. I'm going to go to the hallway.
Sure. What are you looking for in this building?
People? Anyone? Is there anyone here? Well, besides,
Not
like,
right now.
another entrance for my party to go through. So there are, like, windows. You said there's side gates, there are back doors, etc. I probably know all of that by now, right?
Yeah, having walked around the house, you can see the 3 doors that enter it and a few windows on each floor.
Okay, can I walk through the hallways? Is there...
Yeah, you can walk through the hallways, looking around, quiet as a kitten. You find your way to the kitchen. There's nobody in it. You can hear some noises coming from the basement, though. There's like a cellar door or a pantry door that leads downstairs because you can hear the sound and it sounds like it's coming from below. But you can't open the door as a kitten.
I
Is there
can't...
a gap?
Kittens can't. I don't think it's a large enough gap for a cat to fit under. There's a staircase that goes up to the second floor.
Can I check out this? I want to check out the second floor now.
Okay. You head up this staircase that's near the kitchen. It switches back up to the second floor and it continues up to the third floor as well. The door to the second floor is closed, though.
Oh. Okay.
You're like, as a noble, you would recognize this is the servants' staircase. It goes up the back side of the house. That way the lords and ladies can go about their house without having to see servants carry shit around everywhere, That means there's probably a main staircase as well that isn't doored.
Look for another way around.
Sure. You walk around into the main hall in the living room sort of area that the front door would open into, where you see a big staircase going around the outside wall up to a second floor, and there's a bit of a landing, and then the staircase continues to the third floor. But looking around the corner, you see a sleeping hound dog in the middle of the room, passed out, sort of drooling.
Yeah, no, not going. No, not.
Oh,
no.
you can, Lily. You passed
No
with a
way.
trace.
No
You're
fuck-
so sneaky, and you're
I
quicker
am
than a dog.
sneaky though, right?
Yes.
Leo, can hound dogs like?
You can
They have a
sneak
fucking good sense of smell,
So-
dude.
They have a excellent sense of smell, right? Hold on, I'm gonna read up on this.
Hound dogs have an unbelievably sensitive nose. They should be able to smell things that have been in rooms like days ago. They can follow trails through. It's unreal. I'd say it's inhuman, but obviously they're dogs.
Yeah, no shit, it's inhuman.
That's the joke, Moot. Good job.
Oh my god, can I get some cringes in the chat? Thank you.
It says they can't be
Yeah, I'm
tracked
cringing.
except by magical. Oh, that's.
I believe in you, Lily. When everyone else couldn't, I believe that your cat has almost no spell since you just turned into it, and you're a magical cat.
A magic.
If anything, you'll smell like a human, and the dog's not gonna wake up to a human smell.
Where is this dog located?
Just sleeping in the middle of the room.
Middle of
asleep.
the room.
Yeah, it's passed out, drooling all over the place. It's like leaking into his ears. That's how much drool he's got.
Deep sleep.
You know what? Maybe I shouldn't. What if he breaks? Breaks my neck or something.
Then you'll turn back into a human.
And then kick the fuck
Yeah.
out of the dog.
and then kick a dog, and then run away as another animal.
Hmm.
You have a +10 to stealth. The dog's at disadvantage. It's asleep. I believe in you, Lily.
If the dog is like drooling and like sleeping,
yeah.
he's out, right? Can I take like the long way around him? Cats are very stealthy too.
Yeah, they are. All right, Lily. I need you to make me a stealth check in your cat form with a +10 for pass without a trace. Your cat is a naturally stealthy creature. You can use the cat's stealth check, which is +4, and then you have +10 for pass without a trace. So give me a D20 +14.
At advantage or no?
Nope. The dog would make its perception check at disadvantage, or its passive perception would be reduced by 5. Oh, that is a stealth check for the ages.
Damn.
You slink along the outside. The dog doesn't even stir to your presence in the slightest. You make your way up the stairs, paw after paw after paw. You get to the top of the staircase. There's a chandelier hanging down, and another chandelier above. It's like one big chain with 2 chandeliers, one for the second floor, one for the first floor. That's how fancy these bastards are.
Mm-hmm.
There are many rooms. There's a few rooms off of this area, and then there are some paths, hallways that lead deeper into the house, and then the staircase that rises up to the next floor.
Is it worth going into any of these rooms? They're all closed, right? The doors are closed, or?
The rooms that you can see right now have closed doors, but it's nighttime. Probably every door is going to be closed at night.
I don't know what else I'm trying to like get out of this. Like, I don't think I'm gonna find.
Yeah. Why are you here even?
I'm not gonna. The best thing I could do right now is just tell you guys how to get in.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm assuming. But just in case, let me check out the 3rd floor.
All right. You paw your way up to the 3rd floor, and take a walk around. You get the lay of the land of this 3rd floor. You can kind of see where rooms are. You don't really know what's inside of them, but you can get a look at each of them. Why don't you give me a single perception check just to see if you notice anything interesting as you walk about. Ooh, 21. Yeah. At the back of the 3rd floor, you come across a room where you can hear voices inside, talking in low tones.
Can I want to creep up as much as I can. Can I hear it if I go really close to the door?
Yeah.
Or is it a
you put your
open
little...
room?
No, it's a closed door. You put your
Okay.
cat ear to the door.
Yeah.
Okay. You can hear a conversation happening from within. There is a discussion, and I'm just going to paraphrase it rather than doing a back and forth. There's a certain noble that these people are talking about, a noble man, an older noble man, who they are trying to decide if he is worthy or not to join their cause. You haven't picked up his name yet, but they're discussing like the assets that he could bring to their cause, the risks he might bear, the various qualities of this old man. They seem to be concerned that he's a bit of a show-off and he might attract too much attention. And then someone says, well, he doesn't have to be reborn, you know. That could just be the end of it. And the other person replies, isn't that just theft? Isn't that... How would that even work? The other voice says, well, nothing's perfect. We could do it afterwards, or before. We could tell him the rite of passage is done in secret, and then he would just vanish and no one would know. The other person says, yes, but then we wouldn't have access to his funds or his money. And they begin conspiring about a way to get this guy to bring forth his assets to the group before he goes through the rite of being reborn somehow.
They don't mention his name once?
They have not yet. The discussion continues. They decide that it would be too awkward to try and it would send up too many red flags to try and get his money before putting him through this rite. And that maybe they should just not invite him in because it's not worth the risk. At the very end of it, you get the name Lord Umbridge as the person they're thinking about.
Okay. I'm going to leave now.
Okay. All right, you can make your way back downstairs. You come across the dog again.
He's still sleeping, right? I mean, he's...
Still sleeping, yeah.
Yeah, you can sneak right on past him, you know?
Yeah. Make me that same stealth check again.
Yeah. No problem. Plus 14. Yeah, whatever.
You slip past the sleeping dog. You find the same window, hop out, and you can trot through the gate, and you tell me when you want to become a dwarf again.
A few feet, away from the place.
Yeah, but how far away? 2 feet? 1,000 feet?
50 feet.
Okay. So you just walk away a little ways, turn back into a dwarf, continue walking down the street. Give me a perception check at the very end of all of this. Cool. All right. You make your way back to the inn with the rest of your friends. It's much quieter now. The main hall, the common room is all but empty. Nevitz is still out and about. He'll be back shortly.
Wait, Nevitt, what am I out and about for? Oh, because I chased the
You're
carriage.
still at the temple.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well... Are they up?
Nevitz? Not Nevitz. Lenny? Daff?
Lenny and Daff?
Would you be up and about?
What time is it?
You've been maybe an hour after you guys came back to the tavern.
Lenny drank heavily. He'd probably be knocked out.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll just
Daff?
wait for Nevitz to come back then.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Yeah, Daff was waiting up for Toki because he was
Aww.
concerned for her.
Well...
Okay.
I tell Daff, let's wait for Nevitz to come back.
Okay. Are
I will
you
share what I learned.
feeling good? Did everything go well?
I mean, there wasn't much to really see. Okay, well... I got the layout of the place though, right? At least I got the multiple entrances.
Yeah. And you had a fun night. You gained confidence in yourself, right?
I don't know if I want to say confidence, but sure.
Well, I mean, it's another experience under your belt, Toki.
Also, they're 100% sacrificing people. I swear to God.
Well, maybe they wanted to sacrifice you. Isn't that so endearing? When you say Toki.
Sure. Very endearing. Is Nevitz back yet?
Yep, Nevitz returns.
All right, yeah, I returned back. There's not really anything to say. She went to her little temple and slept, and yeah.
There's also one thing I eavesdropped them talking about. Probably killing Lord Umbridge. Maybe
I know Lord Umbridge. He asked me to teach his daughter to play violin.
Oh, it was the same person. I swear it's a cult or something.
Yeah, I'm going to his house soon to teach his daughter lessons. I suppose I could snoop around there, or maybe you could accompany me as a small animal and look around while I teach.
What do we do about the party tomorrow? Are you guys gonna try to sneak in? Am I going by myself? How is this going to... Hello? No,
Well, I think you think they're sacrificing people, so it is a very big risk, yeah?
Yeah, they sound like they just want money. And use the born again as an excuse to get rid of people?
Did they ask you for money?
When I talked to the priestess, yes. She was very interested in my finances. Sounds like a cult. Again.
Sounds like they don't really care very much about people and they wouldn't hesitate to kill you. Sounds like we have some fun ahead of us when you say Toki.
I'm not sure if this is fun.
Hmm.
Nevis,
Well-
are you here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what we can do. You didn't feel like you got any information about where Kelpochi is?
No.
It seems like these guys just want some sort of financial commitment. I mean, you can go to the party and see if maybe he shows up, or maybe you could ask around if anybody there knows him. But I mean, yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, that's all I got too.
What do you think?
Hmm.
I don't
I
see
don't
any
know.
other way besides her going to that party and asking around, though.
But you have to slip out before anything happens. I think you have to slip out as you have to shapeshift and slip out because they will try to
That
fuck
place
with you.
is so suspicious.
Why? Did you see any easy exit routes?
I'm gonna just the ones I saw. They're side entrance. It's like can you really like sneak in those though? Because it's all gated too, right?
You'd have to get past the front gate, and that's going to be the hardest part. And then if you're past the front gate, like any of these side doors might work unless you open it and then there's somebody right on the other side. One
Well,
of the
it's-
doors leads right into the kitchen. One of them leads into like a hallway. A hallway one might be your best bet, but you know.
I mean, it's less about sneaking in and more about you sneaking out if you need to, yeah. But I think you'll be fine, Toki. I believe in you. You know what they always say: things are best left unplanned. Just wing it.
Okay. Sure, if that's the only thing we have to do.
You're gonna wing it?
I don't want to wing it, but I don't know what
Okay.
else to do.
Am I allowed to give my player Lily advice outside
gonna
of
Die.
what Daff thinks? Is that metagaming too much?
It is metagaming. It's up to you to decide if it's too much or not.
Okay, I won't give you Kate advice. I'll just give you Daff advice. Do it. Just wing it.
Got it. They were also talking about bringing Lord Umbridge in, and you're gonna teach his daughter, right?
Perhaps I can secure an invite even.
With Lord Umbridge, right? Maybe.
Yes. Yes,
Other than
I'll
that,
try my best. How did you get an invite?
Remember, I drank with the priestess.
Yeah, you just
Janis?
talked to her, asked her about the
Well,
party.
I
What'd
may
you
have
do?
also promised to give my life to her goddess of death or something like that. You know, nothing too big. You know.
Okay,
I did-
well, awesome. You didn't make any oaths, did you?
I did not. I did not make a
Alright. Okay, woof. You're good. You're good. Well, I'll when is my lesson? My lesson's pretty soon, yeah. Tomorrow in the morning, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready to go to bed? Good night. Good night, everybody.
The party goes to sleep. You can wake up in the morning and you're gonna go teach a lesson.
Yes.
All right. So, how are we gonna do this? I guess Daff, we'll start with you breaking off from the rest of the party.
Can we actually
and-
start with them because I kind of have to pee again?
Sure.
So loud.
Let's start with the rest of the party. You are. What are you guys gonna do while Daff goes off to his violin lesson?
Well, I guess so. In talking to Toki, what did we hear? So we heard two people, or Toki heard two people talking in a room about trying to get, was it Umbridge, some other person,
Lord Umbridge.
to just join their cult to get money from him? Was that essentially what?
Pretty much, but they seemed like they didn't really like him very much, and they were talking about maybe we can get his money and make it seem like an accident. You know, he died. Oh, whoopsie.
Well, okay,
Went
so
through the
let's think for
ritual.
a second. So there is some wedge between some nobility here then, right? So these people don't like Umbridge. I'm guessing Umbridge probably doesn't like them or is very distrustful of them. If we could figure
Is
out
he if he wants to join?
our party?
No, the whatever the cult.
Well, no.
is.
Well, what I'm saying is, like, maybe if you find Umbridge somewhere, maybe you can have a conversation with him. Maybe he'd be willing to divulge some gossip or dirty information about these people. Maybe you bring up somehow. I don't know if he goes out publicly somewhere, but you should be able to fraternize with any other noble person. But maybe you offhandedly bring up, like, oh, like, did you hear about those creepy parties that they have, you know, at the Stackhouse? And maybe he'll like let some information slip, depending on how friendly you are, depending on how charming you are, depending on how drunk he is, maybe. That might give us more information about what goes on in that house. Our purpose here still is in that house somewhere. I believe we think Kelpochi is, right?
Yeah.
Wait, is the lessons Daff giving? Is that to Umbridge's kid?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I totally fucking missed that. Okay. Yeah,
So,
maybe. I mean, maybe you can work that angle too then on the side if it's possible. I don't know if you would go with Daff to the lessons or whatever, but maybe you can. If you feel like you can bring that up in a clever
Daff
whatever way.
bring it up, or do I have to still bring it up?
I mean, I feel like you have a really big advantage because you have a lot of leeway being noble, right?
Yeah, Noble is a debuff. All right.
Well, it's a big buff. You just
Massive
have more
buff.
responsibility, right? Comes with privilege, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah, I think we can work with that. Seems like he wants to join them, but they don't like him. That's what I'm getting.
Sure. Yeah, maybe you can just talk to him about it. Maybe any information we get is good. But remember, we're trying to find out where Kelpochi is. That's like our number one thing here. Is we're just...
I'll go with Daff to the lesson, and while he's giving the lesson, maybe I can chat up with Umbridge.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
Do we want
For
to?
Daff.
Are we gonna keep going, or should we call it here? Or
I think this is probably a nice place to call it so we can do everything in one fell swoop next session. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
okay. I don't think there's anything for me and Lenny to do regarding this, right?
Yeah.
Unless do you have something you want to do in town?
Why'd you ask me how many feet away did I transform back from the Stackhouse? Just curious.
I ask players all sorts of specific questions for two reasons. One is to get you guys in the habit of thinking about the specifics of your situation, so hopefully you'll be more clear with your language in the future. And the other is every now and then I have to ask you random specific questions just to hide the fact that sometimes I ask you specific questions for a meaning. So sometimes I might ask, like, where are you when you do this? Because there's somebody hiding in the shadows spying on you. But if I only ask in those situations, then you'll know when there's someone spying on you. So sometimes I ask random specific questions for no reason other than for the fact that you don't know when I'm lying to you.
Okay, I understand.
Well, you're not lying. You just want to know where we are.
Keeping us on
Just
our
check it up on
toes.
us.
Right.
You're a genius, Koibu.
True.
Well,
True.
you're the only one who thinks so.
Wait, but he just said true. Or Drew. We all think you're a genius.
Oh, you're too
Okay.
sweet.
All right. Well, hey, listen. It's been fun. I'm Destiny, obviously.
Oh, wait,
below
are we
me,
stopping?
yeah, I think we're gonna call it here
We're
and
done.
then set everything into
Oh,
action
oh.
next session. Beneath me
sure.
is Lily.
Lily?
Hi, bye.
Beneath Lily is Mr. Moutoni.
Hello. Moutonmerch.com. Buy my merch.
Cool.
Yay.
And then in the darkness we have Katerino.
I'm Kate.
Okay. And then Koibu. What's your next like D&D game you got going on?
We got Shenanigans on Saturday, and we have Hardcore Heroes on Sunday. We're going to see the aftermath of the last session, which was fucking killer.
Is
So
Nick
this
gonna be
promises-
there?
I can't
I don't
answer
know.
that question.
Okay,
man.
can't answer that one. Okay.
Can't
Jesus,
answer that.
trying to get spoilers, man. What the fuck?
It'll be a traumatic day one way or the other on Sunday.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, hey, we'll be back next week, I think, at the same time, hopefully. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 All right. Yeah, I'm out. Everybody
right.
fucking hates me. That's it. Bye. Sorry, everybody. I tried.